Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the St. John, New Brunswick, where we are featuring AHL hockey action here tonight between the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins and the St. John Flames. Jim, new season, new coach, new logo.
Everything's pretty new when you come into Harbor Station this year. You look at center ice, they got the Dragon breathing fire, and hopefully the Flames will come out breathing fire. That's what Jim Playfair is hoping for anyway. No slouch in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, though, coached by a good man, Jimmy Wilson. So they'll be looking for a good game all the way around. Flames, hopefully, will get off to a better start than the parent club has, because they're 0-3, beaten by the Columbus Blue Jackets last night. So they're off to just a desperate start up in Calgary, but Flames are 1-1, 500 to start off the season. Home opener tonight. Hopefully a big crowd showing up here at Harbor Station. Hopefully with a good result as well.
A lot of new faces here this year, Jim, in goaltending, especially Martin Brochu. Very good goaltender. The Flames are expecting a lot out of him. Maybe getting recalled soon, too.
Yeah, there's no question about that. You shake your head and you wonder. I mean, with Mike Vernon up top, of course, 2 Stanley Cups under his belt. Freddie Bathwaite, who played well last year for the team, 500 record. But, man, you wonder when Brochu is going to get the call up, because an 0-3 start, not time to press the panic button, but you wonder just how long it is before he gets the nod. But just an outstanding goaltender, and that's what you need in this league. You need a leader between the pipes. 35, 12, and 5 with a 2.18 goals against average with Portland last year. He won just about every award there was to win in the AHL, goaltending-wise. So the Flames are looking towards him for a real leadership role, and hopefully he can provide that for them.
And another person that we should be looking forward to this year is Benoit Graton. He's got to step up. He's got to start leading this team along with Dave Roach. And Rico Fata got sent back down to the Flames just in time to start off the regular season here in the AHL.
No question. The word coming around St. John when you talk about the Flames over the last couple of weeks, building up to the home opener, and when they started the season, playoff-like atmosphere. That's what this team exemplifies. And you get back to the players, like you said, a lot of good returning players, but Benoit Graton, 66 points in 65 games for the team last year. Definitely a leadership role. Rico Fata, if he stays with the team for the majority of the season, another guy you look for leadership. And Daniel Tkachuk, you got to look towards this kid as a leadership as well. Great wheels on him, good puck sense, so hopefully he can come together as well. And Dave Roach, like you said, has got to provide a little bit of leadership, but more of that toughness role, I think, is where Rocky Thompson's absence is now on this team, is where Dave Roach has to step in and play that role.
Speaking of toughness, Jimmy Playfair, the new head coach here in St. John, replacing Rick Five, who's been here for 2 years. That seems to be the jinx here in St. John, 2 years, and that's it. They don't even want to keep you around any longer than 2 years. Jimmy Playfair, don't let the name fool you. He likes a rough and tumble type of team here, and unlike his name, like I said, Playfair, he doesn't want that here. He wants anybody comes into this barn, they're going to go out and they're going to be hurting.
Absolutely, and that's a real good attitude to have if you're the head coach of a team. When you come into their home barn, you got to make sure that you let them know exactly where they're playing. Don't give them the early opportunities. Don't let them run away with the game within the first 20 minutes. Play tough, play hard, play fair. I guess that's the best way to say it, but make sure that you don't let them dominate. 20 minutes of the game, the first period, as you know, Barry, dictates a whole lot as to how the rest of the game is going to go. So if the Flames can get off to a good start, which Pittsburgh or Wilkes-Barre is hoping they get off to a good start as well, that's going to really set the tone, and looking for a good crowd tonight. And the crowd's going to play a lot of how this team comes out of the gate, because it's the home opener, a lot of adrenaline flowing to see Martin Brochu, to see Tkachuk come back, to see Rico Fata come back. So we're really looking forward to see how this Flames team jumps out of the gate.
We have some highlights from the Quebec and Flames game played preseason, I believe, Jim, it was, where the Flames beat Quebec 6-0 in preseason, but then Quebec come back to beat them in regular season by a score of 4-1 up in Quebec. So we'll go to that roll right now.
Joyeux offensif de l'organisation a réussi un but de toute beauté pour donner les devants 1-0 au Citadel contre St. John's. Et vous devinez que l'autre joyeux offensif, Mike Ribeiro, a
here we have the Flames and Quebec playing in St. John. And there we had Quebec scoring. I believe this is in Quebec. At the Colisée. There was Rico Fata being stoned. I can't remember which one they kept there.
Folks, Barry's just recently married. He was on his honeymoon for the last 2 weeks, and I was on vacation for 2 weeks. So we really haven't been able to catch up, but we're going to try to play catch up here tonight. But you say, like you said, I mean, preseason is preseason. You're getting your lineups together. You're trying to figure out which direction you're going, who fits well with who, and that's just one of those things that Playfair has been doing. So a lot of people look at the preseason as, it's warm up. Let's see how they do. I mean, 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 or 0 for 2, it doesn't mean anything in the preseason. This is when it means something. Both these teams are hungry for a win, want to get off to a good start, because that's what it's all about. You got to put those points in the bank, so when you go on those long road trips and you got to play those tougher teams, you got the points in the bank. Not that you lay back and float, but at least you can say we're still even, or we're still only 2 or 4 points behind. You get behind early in the season, you're behind the 8 ball the whole way, and you're fighting your way uphill.
The Flames also have a new look this year, Jimmy. They've changed the style of the jersey just a little bit. Still going with the Flame and C on the chest, but jersey looks a little bit different, a little more white on it seems now, and kind of looked like any of the Calgary jerseys that you've seen in the last few nights on the other sports channels. Yeah,
like we said, what the parent club does is good for the farm club as well. And I mean, the new jersey's got a great look to them. And, once we get a shot out on the ice, once the game gets going, you'll notice the difference in the color. It brings it out a little bit, a little brighter. You're able to see the numbers and the letters on the back of the jerseys a little better. So that gives the fans an opportunity to say, well, who was that? Oh, okay, that was Tkachuk, or whatever the case might be. But, with time comes change, and it's the Flames' 8th season here in town. So, they're looking for some different things and different changes, and hopefully that'll bring some more fans out. And the bottom line is sell some more jerseys as well. That's what it all boils down to.
Last year, the Flames against Wilkes-Barre, they had 1 tie and 1 loss. So really only 2 games, kind of a feeling out process. Could be a real good game here tonight, Jimmy. Wilkes-Barre, they a lot of big guys in this team. It's a big team. We'll see what happens when they come out here tonight. See if it's a rough, chippy game, or are we going to have just a passing, skating game?
Well, that's what we said. A lot of European flavor on this Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins team as well. Man, that's a mouthful. I got to practice that. Anyway, like we said, there's a lot of European players, and with European players come a lot of finesse, a lot of guys who know how to put the puck in the net. So like we said earlier, Flames are really going to have to bear down and keep an eye on the wingmen, make sure they should block up the holes, jam up the blue line, because they can't allow them in there too tight, because if they do, like we said, this game gets away from them early. Wilkes-Barre knows how to protect that lead, and the Flames will be behind the 8 ball. I hate to keep using that term, but that's exactly what will happen. But when you got Brochu in between the pipes, I mean, you got a guy back there who the defense know and the forwards know. If they slip a little bit coming out of the gate, they got someone there with all-star and just great playoff experience that can back them up. So hopefully that'll help them out as well.
We're going to be joined here in a second, Jim, by Stu McDonald, general manager of the St. John Flames. So we can bring him in right now. Jimmy?
All right. Just bring it right over here, Stu, I guess. Best way to do it. You bet. Stu, I guess with any home opener, you're expecting a big crowd. What kind of numbers are we looking at tonight?
I think we're going to be somewhere in the high 4s, the low 5s. The one thing that's a little bit different this year is we're playing back-to-back nights, and a lot of interest tomorrow night with Andy Bizzo coming in with Providence as well. So I think we might split the crowd a little bit, but I think we're going to have solid nights on both nights the way it's looking right now.
One of the catchphrases, I guess, the best way to put it, floating with about this team, building up to this home opener, has been a playoff-like team. Would you agree with that?
Well, I got a chance to see us last weekend in St. John's, and I mean that's about the only way I could describe how we played in that second night. We played, for about 2.5 periods, from about the 10-minute mark of the first period on. The guys just absolutely grounded out like a playoff game, and I can't remember ever seeing a team play that hard that early in the season, right to the last shift of the game. And if you look at that, that's all that goes to your mind. You think, boy, that's exciting. You're not going to necessarily continue that night in, night out over an 80-game season, but if our coaching staff's putting that mentality into them right now, this could be a real fun year.
You've got a playoff-like goaltender, which a lot of people have said this team has been missing over the past couple of seasons. Martin Brochu, what does he bring to this team?
I think there's a couple of things. One is that veteran side really is an important aspect for it. When Craig Button first took over in Calgary, he talked about wanting to have a couple of key veterans in here so that we're not only developing players, but we're developing them in a successful atmosphere. And although we've been successful in the past, he identified that goaltending as one area he thought that a veteran could really help the young guys on this club. And it allows the defensemen, especially with as young as our defense are, to know that if a mistake is made, that they've got someone back there behind them, that they don't have to panic. And from the other side is obviously just his skill level. Is the top goalie, the MVP of the league last year. Anytime you can add someone like that to the hockey club, I mean, that's real exciting.
What does Jim Playfair bring to this club? Lots of experience. He's been around hockey most of his life. What does he bring behind the bench?
Well, he's got a real interesting approach to the game. He was very methodical on how he put his coaching staff together, and which I think showed a lot right there. He came in and looked at his strengths, whereas he's been coaching in minor leagues for half dozen or so years. But he was a minor league player. He played 20 or so games in the NHL, but he spent 8 or 9 years playing in the minors. And so he knows that aspect of the game, and when he was looking for an assistant coach, when he first hired Ron Wilson, he wanted someone who played a lot of games in the NHL, so he'd have that part in to relate to the players as well. And then at the end, to add Ivan Bouture, who's got a little bit of both, he said that was really important to him, that he could come in and look and say, we've got an area we can relate to these players on all levels. He's here looking at this as he's here for one reason, to develop these players for the National Hockey League. And I think he's going to be great for their careers, and I think he's going to be especially great for the city of St. John.
With Calgary off to an 0-3 start, a lot of people walking around the building saying, how long are some of these players going to be down here before they get called up? Panic button is a little too early, I think, to use that phrase in Calgary, but they've got to be a little concerned with the start they've had.
I think just as from a fan standpoint, we're looking, you figured last night that, with Columbus in, that they've got a chance to win that game. But that happens, you look back, you probably want to evaluate after 10 or 20 games a little bit more fairly. But I think from our standpoint, one thing that Calgary has for the last couple of years had a terrific advantage in is their third and fourth lines. They're pretty much interchangeable with our first three lines here. So no matter who goes up, as long as it's not an injury, we're going to see someone of equal caliber coming back this way. And I think that's an area that they're very, very happy with, is the depth in their hockey club. And I think when you get back to talking about a playoff type team here, that's what they're trying to develop there. Where they obviously could use a little bit of help in the goal scoring department, but so could we over the first three games of the season.
No question. Always tough, Stu, I know. Any predictions for tonight's game?
It should be nice to open with a victory at home for the fans. I would hope, and Wilkes-Barre I think is going to be a real tough opponent tonight, but I would hope that we may put 2 points on the board, started off the right way.
No question. All the best, Stu. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jim.
Have a good night. That's Flames General Manager Stu McDonald stopping by to chat with us. We're just seconds away from game time here at Harbour Station. Take a look at the big clock, about 18 minutes away from game time here at Harbour Station. We'll be back with more Flames hockey as they take on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins live from Harbour Station.
Head coaching experience, you've been an assistant the last 3 years with the Michigan K-Wings. It must be a little different calling your own shots, as it were, in St. John.
Well, it is. I think that I was a head coach director of hockey operations in the East Coast League for 3 years before moving on to Dallas and the Michigan K-Wing situation. But it was about January of last year when they made a coaching change and I took over there. So I've had a little bit under my belt, but definitely in the American League with a new franchise, new organization, it's a bit of a challenge, but it's something we're looking forward to and can't wait for the season to get started.
Jim, you played in the minor systems with the Chicago and Edmonton organizations. Any head coaches you learned from during your time as a player?
Well, I think that you get influenced by every head coach you've come across. I think Darryl Sutter in Indianapolis was one that I admired and I respected. Mike Keenan certainly in Chicago was somebody who was, he had a different way of getting the job done, but nonetheless very successful. Glenn Sather in Edmonton was a smart man with a highly skilled team, and I've seen how he made that situation work. So hopefully I can take a little bit from those people and influence my own ideas and come away with a winning formula.
Jim, you follow Rick Vaive, Paul Baxter, Bill Stewart, all unique characters in their own right. Any uniqueness that Jim Playfair brings to the rink that St. John fans should look out for?
I don't know what uniqueness I might have for sure, but I think that I try and be a positive, demanding leader, and I think that's what the people down here have to expect our group to play like. And I think that in order for these kids to be able to play in the National Hockey League and our people and our personnel to move on, they have to learn how to defend and they have to learn how to compete hard every night. And I think those are the qualities that hopefully I will instill into the group and therefore develop us from a defensive standpoint with honest work ethic.
Jim, you only played 21 games in the NHL with Chicago and Edmonton. Considerable experience in the minor leagues in those organizations. Does that help you understand what these players are going through and make you a better coach as a result?
Well, understanding I only played 21 games, I was smart enough to go out and find an assistant in Ronnie Wilson who's played over 800 games. So I think we have both ends of the spectrum covered. And Ronnie's expertise at the National League level is certainly a high quality of teaching that these people will have, as well as my minor league experience. I've understood the comings and goings of a lot of minor league situations. I understand very clearly what the mandate is from Calgary. It's something that Craig Button and myself and Dan Stuckel, people who have come from the Dallas organization into Calgary, believe very strongly in, is that the kids have to earn their way onto the team. They have to learn how to compete hard and become good professionals. And the systems that we have in place will be the same systems the Calgary Flames will use. So the transition for the players when they go back and forth will be simple. It'll be a matter of getting their level up to the National League speed. So I think what I did learn over my years in the minors, along with what Ron Wilson has learned over his years in the National League, should bode well to these players.
What should the St. John fans expect from the St. John Flames this year if you analyze quickly the personnel that you're going to have?
I think the people here are excited about the fact we got Brochu in net. He's going to be a solid goaltender. I think we're going to have a young set of defense and a highly skilled group of forwards. But I think overall we're going to be a team that commands respect on the ice, that competes hard for 60 minutes, and that has a great understanding of the game and what it takes to be successful and hopefully win a lot of hockey games.
A lot of great fans in the Port City. Jim, have any of them been generous with some of their free advice for you?
Well, I'll tell you, I lived in Halifax for 3 years, and I've often told my wife in the past I'd love to bring her out here for a vacation. And in the short time we've been here, people have been unbelievable. It's hard to imagine that people go out of their way as much as they do time and again for not only my family, but along with Ron Wilson and his family. So sure, there's been some advice along the way, but that's why they buy tickets. They want to give their opinion and offer it up, and we appreciate it. It's fun to hear, and again, we're looking forward to an exciting season.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Jim, and good luck when the real shooting starts this week.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Jim Playfair, the incoming head coach of the St. John Flames, the new head coach of the St. John Flames, and Ivan Vautour, also part of the staff with Ronnie Wilson, and Ivan certainly has all kinds of NHL experience, and
there's a lot of
that
talk,
should help.
There's a lot of talk, you know, Ronnie Wilson, who played here at the end of his career, or they thought it was the end of his career, and then it was rejuvenated when he went back to St. Louis Blues. So there's a lot of fans around New Brunswick, Moncton especially, who are looking forward to see Ronnie Wilson back in the area.
And Jim, that was Jim Playfair, Jim and Jim here, the head coach of the St. John Flames. I think he's going to be a good guy here for these younger. This is quite a young team we have here this year in St. John. I think he's going to give a little bit of hints and help to the older guys, the veterans on the team, to show some leadership to the younger guys.
Well, like Stu McDonald had just mentioned a few minutes ago, Stu said that's basically, well, I mean, his role is to win some hockey games and move the Flames up as close to the Calder Cup playoffs as they can. But his role is here to develop talent. You got it right on the button. You hit it right there. Greg Button in Calgary is the new man out there. Al Coates, of course, is gone. Button wants him to develop the talent, and I mean, just a boatload of talent they do have down here. We've ran down the players. Martin Brochu, of course, won't be long, I'm guessing, before he's going to be back in Calgary. And just the look on Stu's face when we talked about Brochu and the 0-3 start that Calgary was off to, I think he's kind of hinting that, yeah, I don't want to see him go because I'd like to see him stay down here, and I'd like to see him win some games for us. But Calgary doesn't start winning some games, that's going to be the situation. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He's been around hockey all of his life. Played a few games in the NHL, but coached and played most of his games in the minor leagues, but he's been around hockey. He knows hockey. He knows how to treat the players. He knows how to talk to the players when they're up, when they're down. He just knows how to level it out, so he's a great man to have behind the bench, and I think the Flames are going to make some great progress this year.
Let's see what Martin Brochu has to say about the upcoming season.
I think it's a great hockey town. I play here I play here a lot. I mean, I played in Fredericton in my first years, and I play a lot here in Portland. We came here a lot too. So it's a great town, and the fans are pretty good.
How does this team, the St. John Flames team this year, differ from the Portland Pirates of last year?
Well, it's still a bit different. We're a little bit younger this year, I think, but we have a lot of talent in front, and on defense, I think we're really solid too. So I think it's a little bit different because we're a little bit younger, but it's a really fast team. So we got a lot of skilled players, and should be a good year.
Last year, you won just about every award that a goalie could win in the AHL, the best goalie and the MVP, which is unusual for a goalie. Are you disappointed that you're not with an NHL team?
Well, of course. I mean, your goal is to play in the NHL, and I thought I had a great year last year to prove it, and I want to move it to the next level. And I think Calgary gave me a good opportunity in a training camp, and they have a lot of confidence on me. So I'm not gonna, I know. You want to be in the NHL as soon as possible, but I still have to prove a lot, and I think I'm with the Calgary organization, and I think the future looks really good for me here.
And that was Martin Brochu, the #1 guy here in St. John's as far as goaltending goes. Jim, he obviously said in his interview his main goal is to get to the NHL. There's no doubt about it, and that's why he's down here holding up the skills and hopefully bump into a start up there in Calgary.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Brochu's not a young kid anymore, but I mean, he's playing like a young kid right now. And you look at the goaltending situation in Calgary, where you got Mike Vernon, great experience, a lot of experience between the pipes, but how much longer can he continue to play? You get into a situation where, almost like a Grant Fuhr last year, where Fuhr was hurt almost the majority of the season. Vernon is in much better health than he has kept himself in good shape over the years, but how much longer can he continue to go on? Freddie Brathwaite, I think he's in Calgary's plans for a long while, but I mean, you look at a guy like Brochu, like we talked off the top, won every goaltending award I think there was to win last year in this league. 35, 32 and 15 record, 2.18 goals against average. I mean, this kid has got a bright future, whether he stays here with Calgary or makes the move to another team, which we hope he doesn't do anytime soon.
The Wilkes-Barre Scranton, nobody's really seen a lot of them here in the St. John area. Jimmy Playfair, you know, he hasn't seen a lot of these teams either, but he's watched a lot of videotape from past games from last season. He's really got to take a look at this team, and we get Jimmy Playfair's comments on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins.
We don't, and we'll find out a little bit of information. But our main focus this early in the season is our own group. I think we want to make sure we have our systems in place and our people understanding what's asked of them and have their roles definitely defined. So we're spending a lot more time on our group than worrying too much about the opposition right now. And as we move on in the season, we'll get to know each other a little bit better and know some more groups. But right now, it's important we focus on our team.
What about starting goaltending? You're going to go with Brochu pretty well through the whole piece?
I think if Martin Brochu doesn't start tomorrow night, I think they're going to hang me at center ice. So just to keep the peace in the community, we're going to put Brochu in. But he'll be a goaltender that carries a lot of weight for us this season. He's going to be a guy that he'll be the first recall to the Calgary Flames if and when he's needed. And he's a quality person. He's a quality goaltender. And you know, the kids that we have with him, Danny Saber and Levi Zuper, are quality backup goaltenders as well. I think they're going to get a chance to play. They'll participate probably 30-40 games this year. So again, and Brochu will carry the weight of the team, but I think the other kids are very capable as well.
What about captaincy? Have you decided on naming captain?
I think at this point in time we're going to let 3 assistants wear the A's, as well as a leadership group of 7 or 8 players that come in and act upon the leadership responsibilities. And I don't think naming a captain is a must issue right now, but over the course of time I think one will evolve and then we'll name one.
I'd like to thank Jimmy Playfair for his time and doing these interviews for us here tonight. We appreciate it, and we probably will be going back to him as the season goes on here this year. Jimmy, let's turn gears a little bit here and go to the NHL. Donald Brashear, Marty McSorley. Everybody's seen it. Everybody knows about it, I think.
You were going to bring that up before the night was over.
Well, hey, I like Brashear. I met him when he played for Fredericton. He was an excellent guy, class act guy. You know, I appreciated his time when I've talked to him, and he's always had time for the fans. But then to see him laying on the ice and bleeding and whatnot from a high sticking incident, slashing, swinging, whatever you want to call it, from Marty McSorley. Then Marty McSorley gets sentenced, no jail time.
Yeah, he was found guilty, but there was no jail time involved, which you got to wonder how much. I mean, the NHL had their lawyer there for the whole trial, so you got to wonder how much of that plays into it. But how big of a can of worms have they opened up here? I mean, the next high stick, and you know there's going to be another one. You know, what happens then? Does this guy not go to trial because, like Brashear, he didn't fall to the ice and was unconscious or bleeding from the head? Or, well, he's not bleeding and he wasn't unconscious, so we'll let it go. This one doesn't go to trial. You knew this was coming with all the stick work that's been going on in the NHL over the past couple of years, but you got to wonder why they went through this whole ordeal to come out with a guilty verdict. Not that I wanted to see McSorley go to jail, not that I wanted to see anybody or this whole thing go on like it did, but you got to wonder why there's a guilty verdict and there's no jail time. Suspended sentence. You know, McSorley, does he play again in the NHL? I doubt it. I can't see anybody ever picking him up again.
He's got to go against the biggest jury yet in this whole fiasco, and that's Gary Bettman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is an ex-lawyer.
Absolutely. 28-game suspension, and if he wants to come back, he's got to get approval from Bettman first, and I just can't see that happening because Bettman just will let the Wolves attack him if he lets this guy back into the league. So McSorley's had a very great career. I mean, the years he spent with Edmonton, years when he moved to L.A., I mean, he's been just a gritty blue liner and an all-star, and, you know, before this incident probably had a good shot at the Hall of Fame, but this will be an incident like Pete Rose's betting incident that will follow him and haunt him for the remainder of his life. And whenever you think of Marty McSorley, you won't think of him skating around Northlands Coliseum with the Stanley Cup. You won't think about him moving to L.A. with Wayne Gretzky. You'll think about him getting attacked by the Vancouver Canucks after that high stick against Donald Brashear. Brashear said he couldn't remember most of the incident, and you wonder how much of that is true. But, you know, the guy was laying unconscious on the ice. I'm sure he's watched the tape. It's an incident where he just wants to move on. He wasn't injured. He's still able to play hockey. And like you said, he's an outstanding player, all-around good guy. We remember him very well. The Flames fans remember him very well. And anybody that follows AHL hockey remembers him when he played with the Baby Habs because he was entertaining to watch. He's become quite a prolific goal scorer with Vancouver right now. He's got 3 goals on the season so far. So you wonder, you know, this guy's got a long career ahead of him. Looks like he's found a home in Vancouver. So we wish them all both the best, but just, you know, a terrible mess for the NHL to be involved in, for hockey fans to have to go through. And like I said, McSorley is going to haunt him forever.
Donald Brashear looks no worse for wear. Last night he played, got into a pretty good scrap, gets out, just kind of wipes the hands, says, yep, just an everyday job, just doing my thing, cleaning house. Boston Bruins sign Andy Bizzo, Stu McDonald mentioned earlier. Obviously they do not want Martin McSorley back. They send Bizzo to Providence. He will be here tomorrow night to play. Stu said he expects possibly a full house here tonight. Hometown boy coming back. And do you think he might be in Boston's plans to play with the big club?
Well, you never know what's up Harry Sinden's sleeve. I mean, Sinden had a hard time in the offseason getting signed who he did get signed. Joe Thornton looks like he's going to be the next coming. I mean, he's got 4 goals on the season in 4 games so far this year. So he's playing up to his potential. Lights are going down here at Harbor Station, so we'll make this quick. I think that Bizzo, the thing he had going against him is always his height. Not big enough, didn't have enough weight. But if he plays well in Providence, shows that gritty style that St. Johners have seen him play over the years, know that he can play, got European talent, played over there for a couple of years. He knows the feel of hockey. He's getting his legs underneath him. Harry Sinden just might say, hey, let's bring this kid up and see if he can rock the rafters, change things up, shake up a few lines. 4th line, no shame in being on a 4th line if you're playing in the NHL. You're playing in the big game, and that's what all these guys want to be, in the NHL, playing in the big game.
Without a doubt, Donald Brashear, I think right now is the toughest guy in the league. I think next to him would be Ty Domi. I mean, I hate to rate these guys, but I think they're the next, they're the 1-2 guys right there. I mean, Probert, getting a little old, getting a little softer, but boy, he'll take the challenge anytime, any day. Andy Bizzo, definitely going to be a crowd pleaser here tomorrow night, but the only tough guy the Flames really have is Gaetan Royer, who is nursing, I believe, a strained back or a sore back, one or the two. Not pleasant, not happy to, it's not something good you want to skate with. So Andy Bizzo may not get the chance to put on a show here tomorrow night unless Big Dave Roach decides to take on the task.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. You know, Bizzo's going to be looking to put on a big show for Providence tomorrow night because, you know, this is kind of his hometown debut since he made the leap and played over in Europe and made the leap up into the minor league ranks. So Bizzo will come out flying out of the gate. You know that, there's no question. But I don't think Dave Roach is going to step down from him. Bizzo wants to dance. He'll play a few periods, I'm sure, and see if he can put a few pucks in the net. But hey, if that doesn't happen, he'll want to dance with somebody. And I'm sure that he'll be able to find someone, and Dave Roach is probably the victim, that'll probably line up with him and see how well they can dance together.
That was not in the script here tonight, folks. I wasn't expecting that one, but anyway, the heart's still beating, thank God. But anyway, this year, just before the season started, the Flames play-by-play announcer, Aaron Kennedy, the former Aaron Kennedy, I guess, the former announcer, not going to be doing the play-by-play this year. He has now gone to the local newspaper, the Telegraph-Journal and Times-Globe, to do the reporting there. You know the inside on that. You know him quite personally, and you work with him. So just briefly touch on that one, Jim.
Well, Aaron had done a job almost since day one. Andy Wilson was the man who was behind the mic for the first year when the Flames arrived here, but Aaron's taken over since then. He was behind the mic for 7 years and did just an outstanding job. Whenever you listen to Aaron on the radio, if you ever had the chance, while you were listening to him, you were jumping up and down, you were excited, you were following along with the play. He just did a fantastic job. Things didn't work out the way that he had hoped. Wanted to come back for another year, just didn't turn out that way. Brad Janes, who was the beat reporter for the Flames for the Evening Times-Globe and the Telegraph-Journal, wanted to move on as well. He'd been following the Flames since day one, was the beat reporter, wanted to move on to something different. Aaron slided in. Aaron's, you know, his background is newspaper, so that's what he felt that the next logical step was to do. He wanted to try that out, so that's where everybody falls into place. We got a new man behind the mic tonight, and you'll get a chance to hear him do the play-by-play for the Flames, and we wish him all the best and many years here with the team.
Right now, the coaching staff and the training staff just been announced. Ivan Votor, a local boy, anybody who knows followed senior hockey through this province, knows Ivan Votor, Ivan the Terrible, whatever they nicknamed him. You didn't like him, but boy, you sure love to have him on your team. He's now kind of the eye in the sky for the Flames here this year.
Absolutely, and I mean, Ivan Votor, best known probably latter in his career, playing with New Jersey when they first came into the league. Ivan the Terrible, whatever you want to call him, like you said, this guy brings a lot of experience behind the bench. He's going to help out Playfair a lot. He knows the area. He's been practicing. I mean, he's in great shape, so he can still strap on the blades and get out there, practice with the team. Not that Playfair's not in great shape as well. They're both out there in the scrimmages, working with the guys, not standing on the bench saying, do this, do that, not do as I say, do as I do. Get out there and move the puck around. So Ivan brings a great amount of experience behind the bench. So we look forward to how this team's going to mold together. Playfair and Votor, I think you got a winning combination.
Jimmy, we're going to sit back and enjoy the opening ceremonies. We're going to pass it down now to the ice level and let you folks enjoy the opening ceremonies here tonight.
From Duluth, Minnesota, number 5, defenseman Rick Morozic. From South Windsor, Connecticut, number 7, right winger Chris Clark. Born in Edmonton, Alberta, number 12, center Blair Betts. From Calgary, Alberta, number 14 on defense, Mickey Dupont. From New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, number 21, defenseman Derek Walzer. Born in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, number 22, center Steve Fajan. From Montreal, number 25, center Benoit Graton. From St. Catharines, Ontario, number 26, a center Kenny Carew. From Lindsay, Ontario, a left winger, number 28, Dave Roach. Born in Voorhees, New Jersey, on defense, number 34, Chris St. Croix. From Red Deer, Alberta, number 37, right winger, Sean Sutter. Born in Turku, Finland, number 28, on left wing, Mika Elovo. And from Budapest, Hungary, number 31, goaltender, Levente Super. Time now, ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's starting lineup for your St. John Flames. Starting in goal from Anjou, Quebec, number 30, last year's AHL MVP, Martin Brochu. On defense from Stratford, Ontario, number 6, Mike Martin. Also on defense, a native of Regina, Saskatchewan, number 24, defenseman Darryl Scoville. Starting at left wing for the Flames, a native of Edmonton, Alberta, number 19, Jason Botterill. At right wing from Sault Ste. Marie, number 96, Rico Feta. And starting at center for your St. John Flames from Toronto, Ontario, number 10, Daniel Kachuk. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2000-2001 St. John Flames. Now tonight's starting lineup for the visiting Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Starting in goal, number 31, Rich Perron. On defense, number 5, Andrew Ferentz. And number 26, John Slaney. Starting at left wing, number 12, Martin Sonnenberg. At right wing, number 29, Tom Kostopoulos. Starting at center for Wilkes-Barre Scranton, number 7, Darcy Verrat. The Penguins are coached by Glenn Patrick. His assistant is Mike Yo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd ask that we welcome our special dignitaries for tonight's ceremonial face-off. Joining us this evening, 3 officials who work tirelessly to ensure the long-term success of Flames hockey in St. John. Let's welcome from the Igniters Booster Club, President Brenda Barnes. Representing the Board of Directors of St. John Pro Sports, its President, Mr. Nick Georgudis. Representing the American Hockey League this evening, please welcome President Dave Andrews. To commemorate the 8th year of Flames hockey in St. John, we'd ask that our 2 captains this evening come forward to center ice, join our distinguished guests in the ceremonial dropping of the puck.
So now Mr. Andrews makes his way over to the off-ice area. And we're just getting ready to have the official singing of our national anthem. And the national anthem tonight will be sung by the Kennebecase's Valley Brass Ensemble. And they're all dressed in white in the far corner, just off the ice. And now we will stand, and we will have the official singing of the national anthem, again sung by the Kennebecase's Valley Brass Ensemble. Let's tune in.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain standing and join the Kennebecase's Valley Brass Ensemble for the American and Canadian national anthems.
Watch your step going.
Just waiting for all of the Kennebecase's Valley Brass Ensemble to get into position. They just had a moment of silence for a former senior hockey player who passed away recently. So now here is the national anthem. Their version of the O Canada and the United States national anthem. Again, the starting lineup tonight for the St. John Flames. Starting in goal, number 30, Martin Brochu. Back at the point, it'll be number 6, Rick Martin, and he'll be out there with number 24, Daryl Scoville. Up front, it'll be the line combination of Daniel Kachuk at center, and he'll be flanked by number 19, Jason Botterill on the left-hand side, and the right winger, number 26, Kenny Karup. At the other end of the ice, to the far right, will be the starting goaltender for the Pens, and that is number 31, Rich Perron, and he will be out there with his defenseman, number 26, and that is John Slaney, and number 29, Tom Kosopoulos. And the front line at center will be Darcy Verot, and he will be flanked to his left by number 12 rather, and that is of course Martin Sonnenberg on the left-hand side, and the right winger will be number 5, Andrew Ferentz. The referee for tonight, Eric Frulat. The linesman, Larry Christian and Chuck McTagg, as the referee checks both ends of the ice just to make sure that everything is in line, as both of these teams want to get a quick start to this home opener here at Harbor Station. Again, this is Home Hardware Flames hockey on Country 94, as game number 1, as far as Harbor Station is concerned, is just about to get underway. A good crowd on hand this afternoon, and the Flames no doubt will try to get one past the goaltender, Rich Perron, to get the fans rocking and in the right frame of mind, because again, sometimes the fan can be the sixth player on the ice. So again, just waiting for the starting face-off here at Harbor Station in this first home game of the season for your Flames. Stepping into the face-off circle again for the Flames. Right off of the open bat now, puck comes back, Flames pick it up just inside of their own blue line. They'll lob one into the far left-hand corner, back behind the goaltender, Rich Perron. Hustling in to pick it up, puck comes out in front. Nice play there by the Flames, just managed to not convert it into the corner. Puck lays there, hustling in to try and pick up a little bit of room now. Jason Botterill tries to get somewhere, but it'll be called on the offside. So Botterill just a little too quick on that one, and it will be our first whistle of this evening's game. 19 minutes, 38 seconds still left in period number 1, or 22 seconds into the first period. Very, very early stages here at Harbor Station between these two teams. The Penguins again with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss. The Flames, on the other hand, a record of 1 win and 2 losses. So they'll no doubt look to try and crawl up the leaderboard. Mickey Dupont gets it back off of the faceoff. He'll fire one into the right corner, inside of the Penguins' blue line. Chris Clark in there also doing some forechecking. Long pass though by the Penguins. They'll send it all the way up the ice, right onto the stick of number 37, Greg Crozier. Crozier comes back to the point. Shot. That's blocked in front by the Calgary defense. Another shot. Weak one. Brochu gets a stick on it and shoves it into the open corner. Now the Penguins send in a little bit of room. Crozier comes in to try and help out. Back there, of course, Dave Roche trying to get some work done. Brings the puck out. Now the puck comes up the left-hand side. Long pass that was intended for Clark. It'll go inside of the Penguins' blue line, but now they'll turn it back over. Hustling back onto the open side now is Brendan Buckley. Buckley just fires it up the center ice. Back to pick it up is number 5, Rick Morozic. Morozic takes his time, but on the other side, we're going to have an offside call. So again, both teams a little bit tentative here in the early stages of this first period. And the Penguins select to go for a little line change. Coming onto the ice now is number 12, Martin Sonnenberg, stays out. And the centerman, number 15, is Dylan Gregori. Flames win the draw. Dupont. St. Croix sends it into the open corner. That goes right back to the defenseman for the Pens. He'll tap one off of the glass behind his own net. Puck comes just outside of the blue line, but tapped in on the other side was the Flames' number 12, Blair Betts. So again, we'll have an offside and a face-off just outside of the Pens' blue line to our nearest vantage point. Again, like to say hello to all the shut-ins in the area who can't make it out to the game. Glad to have you aboard. The Pens, the Flames, in the early stages of period number 1. Long pass by the Pens, number 15, Gregori. Puck goes back behind. Brochu just plays it back behind his own goal. Now the puck comes to the top of the slot. Pens try to drop it back to the point for Keheller. Heller takes a shot. Brochu is going to hang on as he took that one off the blocker. And with his both defensemen standing in front, the Pens try to send somebody up close and personal, and that causes a little bit of a scrum in front. Jean-Philippe Soucy out there on the ice now for the Pens. Face-off will be to the blocker side of the starting goaltender, Martin Brochu. On our left side, 18 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the first period. Shots on goal, 2 for the Penguins and 0 for the Flames thus far. Face-off again inside of the Flame blue line. Off of the face-off, puck comes back, Martin Morozic rather. Long shot by the Pens, that goes back behind the goal. Mike Martin back to help out. Pens try to corral it onto the other side, puck scoops out over the blue line, so coming back, Slaney has to come all the way back to center ice. 2-line pass goes in, and that'll be ruled intentional, so the face-off will be just outside of the Penguins blue line as Slaney tried to rifle one up ice. But little did he know that one of his teammates was on the offside on his way back. Again, this is Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. We are at Harbor Station for this first home game for your Flames. A good crowd on hand tonight. And the Flames looking to get back into the win column after 3 road games. They have a record of 1 win, 2 losses. One of those in overtime over on the Rock. Back to the action though, Slaney inside of his own blue line, far side. Now he'll try and chip it up towards center ice. That's picked up by the Flame defense. He'll just put it back inside of the Penguins blue line. Back behind the goal in the far corner now. Penguins Ferentz tries to get a little bit of room. Sends it up towards center ice. Pass comes across there for number 32. Alexander Mathieu takes it in. Martin runs him into the back of the boards. Coming in now, Rico Fata to pick it up. Fata makes his way up towards center. Takes a pass in return from Tkachuk. Back to Fata again. Fata races into the corner. Tkachuk back behind the Penguin goal now. Goes to the backhand. Now gets to the forehand. Out to Fata. Fata just tried to feed it in front. That was blocked by the Pens defense. And they'll just lob one down the ice. Back to pick it up is Steve Montador. Montador lobs one over center ice up into the Pens back behind the goal. The Pens just like to send it back down the center again. And the Flames do exactly the same thing. So the goaltender, Rick Perron, comes out. He'll play it off into the corner. Pens now on the right side. Get it as far as center ice. Intercepted by the Flames. Pass comes up ice. They'll tap one off the boards. Try and get it right to Mickey Dupas racing in. Can't get anywhere. Puck comes back to the point. Stopped there, but Montador got the shot away. And now we've got a little brouhaha going on right in front of the faceoff circle inside of the Pens line. And both players have their backs to us, so we can't tell exactly who it is. But now the linesmen get in, and not too many punches thrown. A little bit more fisticuffs than anything else. And it's number 22 for the Pens, Sven Buchenschon. And number 22, so a pair of 22s get in with Steve Bégin and Sven Buchenschon. So there'll be some major penalties handed out to those 2 gentlemen. Time of the penalty will be 3 minutes and 38 seconds. And of course, that will lead both teams skating at 5 aside as major penalties being handed out to Buchenschon and Steve Bégin. 16 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the first period of play. 0-0 the score. So just waiting for the official call now. So it will convert into a power play in favor of the Penguins as Bégin picks up 2 minutes for slashing and 5 minutes for fighting. And again, that leads to a Pens power play. And they have control right off of the face-off at center ice. They'll bring it up over ice. John Slaney went to the back end. That's intercepted at the Flames line. Now the Flames lob across a long one cross ice. Chris Clark in to pick it up. Clark sends it back his side of center ice. Back into the capable hands of the defenseman Mike Martin. Martin kills a few seconds and then lobs a high one all the way down the ice. The goaltender, Perron, back to pick it up inside. Now here come the Pens. They'll make their way up ice. A minute 23 left in their power play. They'll bring it in on the far corner. Back behind the Flames line. Shot. Brochu made the save. Puck goes into the corner. In there to try and pick it up is Greg Crozer. Crozer drops it back to the point to Ferentz. Ferentz takes a shot. Now he has to pass it across as that one was blocked. Top of the slot. Shot blocked by the Flames. Number 34. Chris St. Croix with a good block, but the Pens keeping the pressure on again. Top of the slot. They'll try and feed it through the side. As Crozer putting them to their paces, but the Flames get on it, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. 45 seconds left in the penalty to Steve Bégin. The slashing call along with the Fighting Majors as the Penguins send it down the ice. We'll have an icing call. 15:05 left here in first period action. 0-0 the score. And for the next 43 seconds, the Flames will be shorthanded. Time of those penalties at the 3:38 mark. Sven Butenschon, 5 minutes for fighting. And for the Flames, Steve Bégin, 2 minutes for slashing and 5 minutes for fighting. Face off just outside of the Pens blue line, right below us. Taking the draw for the Flames. Player Betts out to take the draw. Right off of the face-off. Pens pick it up. They'll bring it in over the line. Pens forward, though. Two-teamed by the Flame defense. They'll pick it up back behind their own goal. Scoville tries to get a little bit of room in the far corner. Has a go off of his stick. Now the Pens drop it to the point. Shot! Glove saved by Brochu. That one was labeled for the corner. A big shot there by Chris Kelheller. And Kelheller got all of it, but Brochu equal to the task. So they'll have a face-off with only 22 seconds left here in the penalty to Steve Bégin. So Brochu at the top of his game at the early stages. Again, shots on goal so far in period number 1. 3-0 in favor of the Penguins. Face-off in the near corner. Deep inside the Flame blue line. To take the draw, Sonnenberg out there for the Pens. Graton out for the Flames. Off of the face-off, they'll just chop one down towards the Pens blue line. Back to pick it up again, John Slaney. Slaney just leaves it there for his left winger, and that is Kelheller. Kelheller back to Slaney. Slaney, long pass cross ice. Now the Pens just send it in the zone, but the Flames try to get it out. Stop at the point, and now the Flames send it down ice. Chris Clark racing up to try and pick up that loose puck. As coming out of the box is Kenny Karup. Karup off of the bench, right into the play. Clark can't get anywhere, so the Pens now a little bit of panic on their side. They'll just chop it all the way down the ice. Both teams now skating at 5 aside. Flames back behind their own goaltender now. They'll bring it out the left-hand side. Long pass goes between the legs of the Flame forward, and that'll go all the way down the ice for icing. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. 60? Yeah, right on. Huh? About 30 seconds. Yeah. The ID coming back in, right? Woo-hoo. Left in the first period, 0-0 the score. The Pens had the power play opportunity on the extra minor, handed out to Steve Bégin, but they managed to kill that off. And back to the action. Pens on a long pass. He'll send it all the way up. Brochu had to be saved by Brochu as he stacked the pads. As coming in was number 72, Eric Meloche. And Meloche went to the backside, but Brochu equal to the task. Flames bring it right back the other way. Fata back behind the Pens goal now. He'll hand it off. Kachuk tried to give it to Fat at the top of the slot, and that squeaks all the way back to center ice. So coming back to pick it up is number 34, Chris St. Croix. St. Croix had to go outside of the blue line. The Pens send it back in, but it will be called an offside, as on the other side of the blue line was number 37, Greg Crozier. So we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off all the way back inside of the Pens blue line in the far corner to the right of the goaltender, Rich Perra. Again, Gar Snow called back up to the Penguins, and Rich Perra expected to haul the load here for the Penguins. Calgary Flames captain Steve Smith added to the Flames active roster again. And Steve Smith, of course, a lot of experience there in that defenseman. Off of the face-off, shot from the point. Referee Furlot's got his arm up. There's going to be a penalty. It's going to go against the Pens. So the Flames in the corner. Now they'll try and get a little bit of room, but as the Pens touch it, that'll be a penalty being called out, a hooking call. And the Flames will have their first power play advantage of this period with 12 minutes, 20 seconds left in the period. Going to the penalty box is big number 25, Jean-Philippe Soucy. And that will be hooking. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And that will be your Flames' first power play of the evening here at their first home opener this season anyway. 8 home openers in all. And the Flames would dearly like to capitalize on this power play. They'll have a good chance because the face-off is in the Pens' zone. To the left of the goaltender, Rich Perron. Out to take the draw, number 25, Benoit Graton. Again, 3 games, 3 goals, along with 6 penalty minutes. So Graton gets into the face-off circle, leans a little bit to the right. Pens win and draw, though they'll put it back. Slaney back there, he'll log a lot of ice time. Pens try to get it outside of their blue line, kept in though. Clark couldn't pick up that pass, and it squeaks all the way back to center ice. On the near boards now, Mickey Dupont going to spearhead this power play advantage as the Pens just dump one down the ice. Brochu, the goaltender, back to pick it up. He'll just leave it there for his defenseman. Dupont in control, slides it across. Sutter out there, they'll try and get a little bit of room. Now the puck just lays inside of the Pens blue line, and the Pens defenseman Slaney lobs one all the way down right to the goaltender Brochu. Back to pick it up now, Mickey Dupont takes a little breather back behind his own goal. He'll squirt it right out towards center ice. Long pass. Tkachuk can't pick it up. Fata does. Fata at the circle, sends it back to the point. Now Fata will get it in return again. He tees one up. Shot saved by the goaltender Perron. But Perron saw that one all the way as there was no traffic in front. And that's one thing that the Flames have got to do. They've got to get somebody to pay the price and stand in front and create a little traffic in front of the starting goaltender, Rich Perron. Shots on goal now 5-2. Still in favor of the Penguins. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the power play for the Flames. Face off inside the Pens corner to our nearest vantage point on the right-hand side. Tkachuk again to take the draw. Sends it right across. Fata sends it to the point. Now Tkachuk back to the other side. Shot. That's blocked in front by the Pens defense. Soderberg tried to get it out. Kept in though. Mickey Dupont takes a shot. That goes off of the stick of the goaltender Perron. Perron just dumps it into the corner. Now the Flames create a little havoc inside of the blue line. Wrist shot stopped there as Perron got that one right on the pads and managed to hang on for the whistle. So with 40 seconds left in the penalty to Jean-Philippe Soucy of the Penguins, the Flames getting back into the fray of things on the shot clock. But again, they have to get some traffic on this power play. They've got 40 seconds to do so. Face off again inside of the Pens blue line on the left-hand side. Tkachuk stays out to take this draw. Fata and Martin talking things over. They want to have this play set up the way they want. Nearing the midway point here, period number 1, 0-0 the score. This is Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. I'm Steve McDonald. We are at Harbor Station on this rock and roll hockey night. Off of the face-off, puck comes right back to the point. St. Croix, or not St. Croix, but Mickey Dupont chips in from the point, pushes one all the way into the corner. Now Tkachuk gets it back to Dupont again. Dupont looks cross ice for Martin. Martin shovels one towards the front of the goal. That's redirected. Puck lays there. Shot save again by Perron. Couldn't squeeze the rebound. And the Pens will dump one down the ice. Brochu comes out to play that one. He'll go to the backhand. Put it right onto the stick. Derek Walzer out there. Walzer lobs one up to center ice. Mikko Alomo goes to the right-hand side now, stays into the corner. Fata out there, tries to shovel one into the corner. Fata now makes his way to the players' bench. Flames still in control as they tried to slide it out in front, but the Penguin defense shovels it into the corner. St. Croix gets it at the point, shovels it back in front again. Now the Flames, a little bit more jump on them. Both teams now skating at 5 aside as the penalty has expired. Shot come out, and the goaltender Perron almost missed that one, so the Pens will dump it all the way down the ice. And back to pick it up is number 34, Chris St. Croix, and we'll have an icing call. So some good action on that power play on the penalty to Jean-Philippe Soucy at the 7:40 mark. Hooking call. The score still 0-0 with 9:53 left here in period number 1. Don't forget, we'll be back on the air again tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. when the Providence Bruins come to Harbor Station. Andy Bezo expected to be in the lineup for his professional debut here at Harbor Station. So I'm sure a lot of family and friends will be out to take in that game. As well they should. Face off inside of the Pens blue line. Right off of the face off. Puck goes into the corner. Flames try to capitalize. Shot out in front. It'll come all the way back to the point. Another shot that's fired goes off of a Pens player into the corner. Flames still keeping control though. Alomo can't get anywhere. The Pens Slaney takes a hit from Alomo at center. Puck comes all the way back just inside of the Flame blue line. Back to pick it up. Kenny Karup just lets it go back for the defenseman. They'll try and get it out. Puck just spurts out to center ice as the Pens defense couldn't keep it in. That was number 22, Sven Butenjan. Butenjan just hands it over to the other side to Buckley. Buckley, long pass up ice. A little bit too far for number 17, Zavakin. And the puck goes into the corner. Back there now, Tkachuk races back. Pens have it. Shot at that point. That's blocked in front by Penn forward. They'll pick it up again. Another shot, partially blocked, goes back behind the goal. Brochu, very careful there, as picking it up is Scoville. Scoville finds a little bit of room. He'll send it down the ice. And that'll go right to the goaltender Perron as he comes out to play it. Long pass again as he tried to send one right up the boards. That's going to go all the way down, and we're going to have an icing call. As back to pick it up is the Calgary Flame defenseman. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. Good stuff. Yeah. How's it sound so far? Guys are doing a fine. Station 8:23 left in the first period of action. Shots on goal 8-5 now in favor of your Flames, but they have yet to dent the armor of the starting goaltender Rich Perron. Face off in neutral ice. Flames right off of the face off. Benoit Graton gets the draw back to his defenseman. Now the Flames work it up on the left-hand side. They'll fire a high one. That goes all the way into the corner. Back to pick it up, though, again is Slaney for the Pens. Slaney whips it around the boards. Kept in by the Flames. They'll try and shovel one out in front. Buchwatten gets a hold of that one, and he'll send it all the way up ice. Right onto the stick of number 72, Eric Meloche. Flames again, still inside of their own blue line now. They'll fire one down the center ice. Right onto the stick of Bégin. Bégin sends one into the open corner. Chipping in from the point is Martin on the right-hand side. Martin tried to send it out in front. That's picked up by the Pens. And Slaney just moves it down the center ice right onto the stick of Meloche. Meloche gets over center ice, fires one in towards the goaltender Brochure as he goes for a line change. So the Flames Inside of their own blue line now. They'll send it up. Martin has it. Martin just tried to chip one ahead as he goes for a line change. So both teams making quick changes. Flames have control inside of the Pens blue line. They'll tie it up on the near boards at the face-off circle. Also coming in, number 28, Dave Roche trying to create a little bit of havoc, but it's the Pens who come out. Slaney again in control. Soucy fires one across the open side. Long shot. Brochu makes the easy glove save. And with a little bit of traffic in front of him, he's going to hang on with 7 minutes and 6 seconds left here in the first period. This is Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. I'm Steve McDonald. In case you've just tuned in, we are at Harbor Station for this home opener against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. 0-0 the score. Heading into the tail end of period number 1. Again, very important for the Flames to try and get the first goal. Both teams traded power play opportunities. But so far, the starting goaltenders, Rich Perron and Martin Brochu, very, very capable at both ends of the ice. Off of the face-off, Pens just wrap one back behind the goaltender, Brochu. Coming in to pick it up is number 34, St. Croix. St. Croix has it go off of his stick now, right onto the stick of number 32, Mathieu. Mathieu for the Pens, just puts it into the corner. That'll be picked up by the Flame defense. They'll get their way up to center ice as Betts goes to the back end, fires one into the open corner. Puck comes back, Fata couldn't pick it up. Now the Pens swing it back on the turnover, back to center ice again. Long shot, Brochu makes the easy glove save. And with a little bit of traffic coming in front of him, in the names of number 15, Dylan Gregori and Alexander Zavakin, the Flames goaltender decides he'd better hang on. And that's one thing about the American Hockey League. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has too much time in front of the goaltender, as the defensive squad always clears the front of the net. The referee for tonight again is Eric Furlot, and the linesmen Larry Christian and Chuck McTagg. Not too busy so far this evening. Again, only major fighting penalties were handed out at the 3:38 mark. Butch Walvin of the Pens and Steve Bégin of the Flames. Bégin also picked up that slashing call, so that gave the Pens a 2-minute power play to no avail. And then at 7:40, Jean-Philippe Soucy for the Pens went off for hooking, and that gave the Flames a power play advantage to no avail. Off of the face-off to the right of Brochu. Puck comes back into the corner. St. Croix back there to take it. He'll shovel one off the boards. Tkachuk can't get anywhere. Pens turn it back at the circle to the top of the slot. They'll shovel one into the corner. Tkachuk doing some back checking there, back behind his own goal. They'll try and tie it up on the boards. Pens still in control. Again, both players being two-teamed by the Flames. They'll try and swallow it up. Tkachuk now spots it across the right-hand side, puts it right over to Fata. Fata in over the line. Good move there as he got around the defense, ran out of room. Now Fata takes another, or Tkachuk rather, takes a shot. That's high and wide into the open corner. Fata races in, goes to the backhand, puts it back behind the goal again. Flames keeping the pressure on. Tkachuk right onto the stick of number 19, Botterill. Botterill can't get anywhere. Fata comes in to help him out. Penalty going to be called against the Pens, so the Flames will go on the power play as a penalized player making his way to the penalty box. As Eric Furlot, the referee, got his arm up. So with 5:32 left in the first period, your Flames going on the power play for the second time this evening. And on that note, we'll be right back with the Flames power play. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. As the Pens just shot the puck down the ice. They've still got 1:38. Penalized player number 7 for the Penguins, Darcy Verrott. So the Flames send Clark in on the left-hand side. Clark, being manhandled from behind, manages to get it to the point. Shot, that's redirected up over the net, back to the glass. And the Pens now hightailing it inside of their own blue line. Clark tried the wraparound from behind, puts it onto the stick of Graton. Graton back to the point to Martin. Martin wanted to shoot, elected to shove it into the corner. Clark just put it in front. Now the puck still in the Flames' control. They'll get it back to the other side. Clark tries to get a little bit of room. He'll shovel it to the point right onto the stick of number 21, Walzer. Walzer tried to fire it in front. That was intended for Steve Bégin. And the Pens just shovel it into the corner. Good work by the Flames on this power play. Still 50 seconds to go on the manpower advantage. Long pass now, right back to the point. They'll put it to the backhand. Tried to shovel it in front, intercepted by the Pens. And the Pens now send it back ice, hustling back in a hurry. Is number 21, Walzer. Had to be careful there with the forechecking of the Pens forward. Now Rico Fata inside of his own blue line, makes his way up towards center ice. Good move to the left to get around one player. Brings it in over the line, puts it into third gear. Fata right at the back of the boards now, just hands it off. Tkachuk back to Fata again. They tried to feather one out in front. That was intended for Botterill. Flames managed to keep it inside the line, though. Good work by the Flame forwards as the Pens lob one off the glass. That takes a crazy hop up into the stands for a souvenir. So that lucky fan not only has a souvenir magnetic schedule, he's also got a bona fide AHL puck. Only 6 seconds left in the penalty to the penalized player of the Pens, number 7, Darcy Verrott. And the Flames on the power play will enjoy the face-off to the right of the starting goaltender, Rich Perron. Shots on goal, 8-6 in favor of the Flames, 0-0 the score here at Harbor Station on this Friday evening's home hardware Flames hockey on Country 94. Glad to have you aboard. Taking the face-off, Steve Bégin steps into the face-off circle. Bégin ties up his man, or Blair Betts rather, out to take that face-off. Dupont couldn't glove that one down, so it'll go all the way back for the goaltender Brochu. And with one of the Pens forwards right on his heels, he elects to just drop it off there for Scoville. Scoville puts it right onto the stick of the centerman Kenny Karup. Karup can't get anywhere, has to give it back to Dupont. Dupont again now just hands it over to Scoville. Scoville chips it up towards center. Karup tried to get in, shot there from the face-off circle. The goaltender Perron got a piece of it and managed to put it into the corner, so the Pens dump it down to center again. Dupont feeds it right back inside of the Pens blue line. Back there to pick it up is Brendan Buckley, and that will be ruled an icing call. So with 2:55 to go here in the first period, 0-0 the score. The Flames will have to send out their defensive core as the face-off will be right to the blocker side, inside of the Flames blue line, to the starting goaltender, Martin Brochu. Brochu having to face 6 shots on goal tonight at the other end of the ice. Rich Perron steering aside 9 shots on goal. A good crowd on hand here tonight for the home opener. 0-0 the score as the mascot up on the glass trying to get the attention of the defenseman for the Pens, Jean-Philippe Soucy. But that one's not going to work. Flames line up 5 across at the face-off circle. Now this big, important face-off in their own zone, taking the draw for the Pens. Darcy Verrott lines up. Verrott, 4 assists. Or 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Off of the draw, the centerman Karup wins it for the Flames. He'll send it back behind his line. Now the Flames get it up, try to get it to center ice. Clark racing up on the side, can't get anywhere, so the Flames bring it back inside again. Now St. Croix sends it in over the line. Clark races in, but again, the Pens like to just dump and chase and send it back to center. Now Clark on the turnover, in over the line, puts it right onto the stick of number 25, Graton. Graton tried to pull the trigger, but the Pen player got back in time to push it into the corner. Both teams tied up in the far corner inside of the Pens blue line. Top of the slot pass. That was intended for Steve Bégin. Hopped over his stick, so the Flames have to come back inside of their own blue line again. Now Benoit Graton on the left-hand side, in over the blue line. Creeps towards center. Has his pocket picked by the Pen forward. Martin has to hustle back. Can't pick it up. Slaney races in on the left-hand side, in over the blue line. Slaney tried to go wire side to the top of the slot, but a good defensive play by Derek Walzer. Now coming back the other way, Rico Fata, a little bit of room. Fata shot, saved by Perron. And with Botterill right on the doorstep, the goaltender Perron hangs on for the faceoff. Good burst of speed by Rico Fata. as Fata went to the backhand as he came in over the blue line and tried to sweep across a sprawling Rich Perron. 1 minute 50 seconds left here in the first period of play. A 0-0 tie here at Harbor Station on this Friday evening. Home Hardware Flames hockey on Country 94. American Hockey League action. Off of the face-off again, the Flames win the draw. Top of the slot shot, saved by Perron again. He's going to hang on as that one hit the bottom of his pad and come up. And of course, he's got a good, quick left glove. So Perron living up to his billet. Of course, Garth Snow played the first 3 games for the Pens, but Snow has been since called up to the parent Pittsburgh Penguins. Daniel Tkachuk out to take this face-off. He's got Fata on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, number 19, Jason Butterill. Off the draw, Tkachuk got it back to the point. Flames just chip it into the corner. Now Tkachuk in to pick it up. Tkachuk being hounded there by the Pens forward, number 19. And that's Toby Peterson, who just shovels it down the ice. Back inside of his own blue line now. Flame defenseman sends it up there for Tkachuk. Tkachuk leaves it there for number 6, and of course that is Mike Martin. Martin wheels one around right to center ice onto the stick of Fata. Fata in over the line, tries to weeble and wobble, but he's going to be tagged for an offside because Botterill was about a stride and a half across the line. So we'll bring it back and have a face-off just outside of the Pens blue line to our nearest vantage point. Again, the score is 0-0 here at Harbor Station on this home opener, the 8th one for your St. John Flames. Sonnenberg back out on the ice for the Pens. He's one of their key guys, so he's going to log a lot of ice time off of the face-off. Flames send it inside of the Pens blue line. Now Slaney goes to the forehand, shovels it across the right-hand side at center ice. That one goes all the way to the goaltender Brochu, and with a couple of Pen forwards streaking in. Again, a meeting of the minds in front of the goal. Scoville in there along with Betts. Dave Roche not too far behind. Now Mickey Dupont takes a hold of one of the Pens forwards. Doesn't want to let go until the linesman gets in. That's number 2, I believe, or number 22, Sven Butenschon. Eric Furlot looks as though he's going to hand out a couple of penalties, probably coincidental minors. Time of the penalties will be the 19-minute mark. Number 26 for the Flames going in, and that is Kenny Karup. And there's 2 Pen forwards going into the penalty box. One of them is number 12, Sonnenberg. And just waiting to see who the other penalized player is. So your Flames going to have a power play. So just wait, 1 minute exactly left here in the first period. Shots on goal, 11-7 in favor of the St. John Flames against these pesky Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Again, a gritty team. They come at you fast and hard against 17 players over the 6-foot mark. So it'll be interesting to see how they do in period number 2 and at the tail end of period number 3, because a lot of speed here in the hands of the Flames. And they're going to be sending out Botterill out onto the ice. Mickey Dupont, of course, going to be out there. Rico Fata. Tkachuk will be out to take the face-off against number 37, and that is Greg Crozier, the left winger in 3 games, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. Off of that draw, Tkachuk wins it, puts it right onto the stick of Rico Fata. Fata looks left, turns right inside of his own blue line now again. Flames on the power play, a 5-on-4. Dupont, one hand on the stick, brings it in over the line, but Botterill just a little too quick, and it'll be ruled an offside. So with 1 minute 48 seconds left in the power play, but only 48 seconds left in the first period, we are still scoreless here at Harbor Station. A good crowd on hand for this evening's home opener. Off of the draw, Flames dip one into the corner. Fata gives it to Tkachuk. Tkachuk now gives it back to Fata. Back to Tkachuk again, deep inside the corner. Back to Fata at the face-off circle. He'll drop it to the point. Now back in for Fata. Fires a shot. Good blocker saved by Perron. Puck goes into the corner, and the Pens use those boards to send it down the center ice rather. Mickey Dupont gets it up. That was intended for Scoville. Couldn't handle it clean, and we're going to have a high sticking penalty, and I believe that it's going to... I think it's going to the Pens, but it looks as though the Flames penalty box is being opened up, and going into the box is number 24, Darryl Scoville. So with only 17 seconds left in the first period, Scoville's going to get 2 minutes for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, or 19 minutes rather, and 43 seconds. High sticking the infraction. So now both teams will skate at 5 aside with under 9 seconds left in the period as the puck comes all the way back inside of the Flame blue line. Back to pick it up is Martin. Martin in the far corner decides to kill off a little bit of time. Fires one right to the goaltender, Rich Perron. And that will conclude period number 1 here at Harbor Station after 20 minutes of play. A 0-0 tie and a couple of penalties being handed out in the late stages. Both teams were skating at 5 aside. But needless to say, after 20 minutes of play, 0-0 the score. And now let's go back to Brent Moore for this sports update.
After 20 minutes of play here at Harbor Station, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins and the St. John Flames are scoreless, which has been a very entertaining first period, Jim.
Yeah, no question about it. Split it right down the middle. Give Wilkes-Barre the first 10 minutes. Give St. John the last 10 minutes. Flames out shooting them, really coming house on fire in the second period. Rico Fata maybe getting a little too cute with the puck on a couple of breaks there, but like you said, when he's got wheels like he does, you can afford to be a little bit cute. But golden opportunities lost. Flames 0 for 3 on the power play in that first period. They will be on the power play coming out here to start the second period, so hopefully something's going to give here. But like you said, a very entertaining first 20 minutes of hockey.
Rico Fata come down on that. I think it was probably his last rush there. He had that partial breakaway. John Slaney, Newfoundland native for anybody who doesn't know, was chasing him. And then when the goaltender, Perron, had frozen the puck, Slaney skated around the boards, faced us, and if you could see the expression and read the face, the words he was saying, he's thinking, this guy's got wheels. He says, I hope I don't chase this guy too much more, because Fata, like I was telling you, Jim, he's got about 10 strides ahead of everybody else, so he can do a little dipsy doodle, put the puck between the legs, bring it up to the front of him. This guy is amazing with the puck. Maybe he's a little too fancy. That's why Calgary doesn't want him up there.
Well, that's the thing with Jimmy Playfair. I mean, where do you find a wingman for this guy that can keep up with him? You don't. Fata has to learn that without your wingman, you're nothing. And that's the way it is. Hockey's a team sport. Talented, no question about it. Best set of wheels in the AHL. That may be debatable, but he's got to be in the top 3, at least for skaters in this league. But like we said, Fata has to understand this is a team game. Your wingman's not there. Your defenseman's not backing you up to drop the puck back to. You're on your own, big fella, and if you can't make those cute moves every time, that's when the teams start doubling up on you, and all of a sudden those cute moves are gone. You find yourself trapped into a corner, and you're not making all those big rushes like you are. So I think Fata, that's what he has to understand. You got 4 other skaters out there with you, big guy. Use them to your advantage. You want to make a dipsy doodle move, you want to fake somebody out, do it. But make sure you got somebody there you can feed the puck off to. They can feed it back to you, whatever the case might be. But a team effort, that's the only way St. John's going to win here.
Early on in the period, we saw David take on Goliath. It's the only way to describe that one.
The
only way to describe it. I mean, Beijing about 5'10" and a half or so, thereabouts. This Sven, I can't pronounce his last name.
You try to pronounce his last name.
That's the best I can do for the first name.
A big Swede. How about we put it that way?
I'd say about 6'4" at least. Anyway,
at least, yeah.
give the decision to Beijing. He tossed him. Landed a good left right to the glass jaw. It looked like. I think Beijing's put on a little weight this year. I was telling you that during the first period. Looks a little heavier. Looks a little stockier. A little faster, I might add too.
Yeah, there's no question. It looks like Beijing took it to heart when maybe they said put a little extra effort into the weight room, put a little extra effort out on the ice, go to practices a little earlier in the morning. Looks like he has taken that to heart when Calgary said that to him last year. He's come out like a house on fire. Flames are a little slow out of the gate, and Wilkes-Barre took advantage of that. They jumped all over them. We're out shooting them 5-zip at 1 minute before we hit, I think, the 12-minute mark here in the first period. But like we said, St. John came on. And how about the goaltending so far? A couple of key saves from Rich Perron. I mean, this could easily be a 3-0 game for the St. John Flames. But we get back to Rico maybe getting a little too cute. Bejan, he had a golden opportunity. He got a little too cute with the puck as well.
Benoit Graton, also another guy that had a key opportunity. He kind of dipsy-doodled himself there right in front. He had it on the forehand, tried to go backhand. He should have let it go on the forehand. Might have had him beat.
Yeah.
We also had a chance to talk to Steve Bejan and Benoit Graton earlier in the week. And I think we'll go now. We're just going to talk about their expectations for this season and see what they think for this year.
Well, not really, but like that's for sure. I would like to be in the NHL right now, with Calgary. But I have a contract with them, and I think last year I had a pretty good year, and this year my goal was to be in the NHL. But right now I'm in the AHL, and I got to do everything I can to be back in the next level next year. Or this year, like last year, I got called up a few times because I played well here, and hopefully I'll do the same thing this year.
Last year, you were the leading scorer, tied, I guess, for the leading scorer with the Flames, and yet you were set down fairly early this year by the Flames main team. Were you disappointed with that?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Like you always want to prove yourself, in the NHL, and I think I didn't get a very good chance to prove myself. I played maybe just 7 minutes in the game, but I don't want to put some excuses or like some reason, because that's not how it works. But I got to keep working hard, and I got to keep my head up and keep going.
Watching the workouts, you still have the spirit and the interest and you're sort of the life of the St. John Flames. Is that what you see as your role here?
Oh, I think I'm a good vocal guy. I like to have fun with the guys, crack some jokes, play some tricks at the guys, and I think I got to be a good leader here too, because I'm one of the oldest guys in the team, and you always got to be happy when he comes at the rink. Some people work, they work like 5 in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, and they work like crazy, and we come here 2 hours, we skate around, and you can't be like mad at this, and you have to be happy and enjoy what I do, and that's the best thing you can do, like do a job that you like. There's nothing better than that.
After having been here 2 years, are you a little disappointed that you didn't stick with the big team in Calgary?
Sure, I'm a little bit disappointed by that. We gotta focus and get back to the plan and think about get recalled and play hard and show up every game, and that's what is gonna bring me back out there.
What do you feel about this team, this year's St. John Flames, as compared to the previous 2 years you've been here, Steve?
Oh, I think it's the best team I've been here since I'm here. I think it's the best team we got. We got a really good team, a fast team, aggressive team. We got skills players, defensive players. We got all kind of players, and I think we'll win a lot of games this year. And it's fun to play with those guys. It's hard working team, and we're gonna have a good season.
Everybody in this league, I suppose, aspires to be in the NHL. But perhaps there's more pressure as time goes on, hoping to get back up there. And do you feel more pressure this year than you did the previous years?
For sure, I feel more pressure. It's my last year of contract. I got to show a little bit more than what I shown before. Like they said, I got to improve on my game, and I got to improve on the offensive skill. I got to bring more offensive. And it's... Like you said, I felt a little bit nervous, but more nervous this season. But I gotta stick to it and be ready for the next day. That's all I can do.
Watching you the last couple of years, you're a hard-nosed player. You stick your nose in, and you don't mind going in the corners. Do you think that's your role in this particular team?
Yeah, I think that's my role. Play hard every game, stick my nose in everything, and work hard, hit, and crash the net. I think that's my game. That's what I learned since I'm a kid. And I think that's what I have to do. And like I said, bring more offensive and like I always did, play hard. That's what I have to do in this team, and that's what I'm gonna do.
And thank you to Steve Bégin and Benoit Graton, two guys everybody's been seeing out there tonight, really throwing their weight around. Benoit, not a very big guy, but boy, he can really throw it around. He can really motor along too. Don't think he can keep up to Fata, but I think he's got a good set of wheels on him.
You find me somebody in this league that can keep up with Fata, and I want to see them out there playing. But like we talked about earlier, Barry, I think that both teams have to continue what they were doing in the first period. Just try to generate it a little longer than a 10-minute stretch. Feeling a good, hard banging, hard crashing hockey game so far. So everybody here, 5,000 plus at the station, have got to be pleased with what they're seeing. You have to be pleased with the hockey you're seeing at home. Not a lot of goals, not yet. Anyway, we've still got 40 minutes of hockey left to play, so it'll be interesting to see how these two teams come out. Like we said, Flames will be on the power play for just roughly about 35 seconds. Then they both kick in, both back on 5-on-5. So we'll see if the Flames can take advantage. Like I said, they were 0 for 3 on the power play in the first 20 minutes. So first goal, I think, is going to dictate a whole lot in this game. Still a lot of hockey left to play, but the way they've came out, played the first 20 minutes, first person that tickles the twine, I think, is really going to jump on the other team.
I think both teams, Jim, in the first period, probably about the first 10 minutes, just kind of feeling each other out, just kind of seeing what's going on. Flames, obviously, home opener, a little jittery, no question about it. You got a big bunch of fans here, because everything the thing on everybody's mind in St. John area is there going to be a 9th season?
Yeah.
Because, Calgary's holding the ace in the hole here, so to speak. They got the final playing card. What are they going to do with it? Are they going to leave the Flames here for a 9th season, or is this the final season?
Well, it's interesting to see because, you look back when the season wrapped up last year and you had Calgary who were fighting for tickets for themselves. They had a huge ticket drive, had one of the local companies out in Calgary really back them up this year, and they did make their season ticket drive, were able to get their extra money from the NHL. Bettman wrote the check, so everything was hunky-dory. Off to an 0-3 start. You lose to the expansion Columbus Blue Jackets. Got to be scratching your head what Donnie Hayes doing out there, but they got a good offense out there. They've got decent goaltending out there. I'm not going to say great goaltending. They got decent goaltending, but they got a young core on the blue line. You and I talked about this before the game even got started tonight. So is St. John going to see a lot of shuffling of the deck between the parent club and down here on the farm? You betcha before the year's out. Will they be back for a 9th season? Every indication that I've talked to Stu McDonald in the offseason would point to yes. St. John's expectations when they first came to the league, they wanted to sell 3,000, 3,500 season tickets every year. But the reality is that's just not going to happen anymore. Shipyards shut down, sugar refineries shut down right now, and the Irving Oil expansion can't go on forever. So the reality is expectations are a little lower now. If they can sell 2,500 season tickets, then you're working on it. Hi to her mom back there. You're working on it, you know what I mean? But that's just something that you have to, your expectations get a little lower, and I think Stu and I think the whole Flames organization is not blind to that fact. But like we said, we got a good crowd here. It's not a sellout. Sure, they'd like to see a sellout for the home opener. What team around the province or around any league wouldn't want to see a sellout for their home opener? But it's just something that happens. You work with it, you live with it, you roll with the punches. And I think they will be back next year. I really do.
I think Stu McDonald said it earlier when you were talking to him, Jim, that tomorrow night, I think it's going to be their sellout.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Bezo, we can't say enough about the guy. He's, I think, broken every penalty minute record in the IHL with the Detroit Vipers. Left them last year, wasn't happy with what was going on there. Went over to Europe. I don't know who it was he played with over there. So many teams over there,
German
so many divisions.
team, I believe, yeah.
The German team.
Yep.
So many tiers and divisions over there that I couldn't keep track of them. It's hard enough to keep track of the NHL teams here now. But obviously, Providence wanted him. They signed him. St. John couldn't do it for whatever reason. I don't know, and probably will never know.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. Probably would have filled a few extra seats here. Would have put on a pretty good show. Sure, it would be nice to see a Bezo Thompson tussle every once in a while. That'd be kind of nice to see, but I guess we're not going to see it. It's too bad. Rick Bide. Let's change to Rick Bide just for a minute here, Jim. We got about a minute to go here. Rick Bide, 2 seasons, bye-bye, gone to the OHL.
Well, I was up in Ontario on vacation for the last couple of weeks. Didn't get a chance to see Mississauga play, but there was a huge article in the Toronto Star about Vive and Grapes. Will they be able to get along? Two guys with fairly big egos. We know who'd win in the end because, of course, Grapes is the owner. But quickly, I think they're going to be a perfect mix. They're off to a good start. They're playing 500 hockey out of the gate. Going to take Vive a couple of games to get warmed up behind the bench and let the kids know how his system works and how their system works. But I think they'll get along just fine. Grapes has brought in a couple of European players, which he knows he had to do. Hated it right to the end, but he knew he had to do it, so I think they're going to do just fine. It'll be interesting to see how they finish up heading into the playoffs.
Flames and the Penguins coming up for second period action here at Harbor Station.
For the Flames. So Oaks take the face-off. Rico Fata out there, along with Daniel Tkachuk. Walzer also out there with number 6, Mike Martin. And for the Pens, it'll be number 15, Dylan Gregori. So Gregori gets into the face-off circle as the linesman looks at both ends of the ice. Flames are on the right-hand side and the Pens on the left-hand side. Now as both goaltenders tap both of the poles, we'll get ready for second period action. Both teams skating at four-side. Right out of the face-off, Pens Buckley sends one all the way into the Flames blue line. Back to pick it up is number 21, Walzer. Walzer back behind his own goal, puts on the break. He's going to wait for Tkachuk to come around and pick up the puck. Now he elects to take it himself. Tkachuk starts to streak up the left wing, cuts his way in towards center. Martin has control. Martin gets it in over the blue line. Tkachuk has to come in and help out. Now Fata races in back behind the Pens goal. Pens defenseman taps it off the glass, can't get it out. Walzer across to Martin. Martin had to wait as a sprawling number 15, Gregoria, created a little bit of havoc in front of him. Flames still in control now on the turnover. Pens bring it up to center ice. They'll take it in over the line, but skating in across first was Butenshawn, and he'll be waved down on the offside. Slaney out there. So on that offside call, now only 14 seconds left in the penalty to Barot of the Pens, and 57 seconds left in the penalty to Darryl Scoville of the Flames. So a brief power play when the Pens forward gets back out onto the ice. Face-off, meanwhile, just outside the Flames blue line. Walzer out there again. He'll tap one off the boards. That goes off at a stick of Dave Roche, the left winger, but it'll be ruled glove to head, so they'll do the face-off all over again from the same spot, just outside of the Flame blue line. Again, shots on goal, 13-7 in favor of the Flames. 0-0 the score. In case you've just tuned in, I'm Steve McDonald. This is Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94, American Hockey League action between your Flames and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Penguins now penalized player back out on the ice, so the Crozier comes out for the extra attacker on this power play. There's only 36 seconds left in it. Crozier gets it on the near side, fires one into the open corner. Pens defenseman Ferentz chases it into the corner. Doing the back checking now is number 34, St. Croix. St. Croix can't get it. Slaney gets it at the point, sends it across the other side. That one's redirected in front, goes into the open corner. Slaney has to go to the back end. He'll fire one around the back of the glass. Ferentz and Slaney on this power play advantage. Only 8 seconds to go, so the Flames doing a good job. Pens have control though. Puck to the top of the slot. They'll fire it across to the open side. Pens back behind the goal. Butenshoven trying to find a little bit of room up front. Puck comes out, and the penalized player, Scoville, couldn't intercept it, so the Pens bring it back down. Long cross ice pass. That goes right onto the stick of Peterson. Peterson for the Pens, can't get anywhere. Flames tried to get it out. Puck kept in, though, rather by Crozier. Crozier hands it off to Meloche. Meloche back behind the Flames goal. Can't get anywhere, so the Flames elect to send one down the ice, and that will go all the way down for an icing call. 2 minutes, 12 seconds gone here in period number 2. 0-0 the score in this Flames home opener for the year 2000-2001. Again, Flames with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. One of those losses in overtime, good for 3 points. And that is in 3 games. So when you look at it, 3 games all on the road. And they're batting .500 so far, and most teams in the AHL would love to go on the road and come home at the .500 mark. But the Flames now under home ice for back-to-back games. Tonight against the Penguins, tomorrow against the Bruins. Off of the face-off, Pens get it back to the point again. They'll shovel one across. Fan shot there by the defenseman Kilheller. Flames now inside of their own blue line. Walzer has control. Walzer sends it across for Martin. Martin up over the line, fires it in. The goaltender Perron comes out. He'll send that one up on the glass. Kept in though by Alomo. Alomo fires it into the corner. Flame player down on the ice. Alomo tries to help out, so the Pens elected to shovel it down the center. Both teams now skating at 5 aside. Walzer has control. Into their boards inside of his own blue line. Long pass comes up ice. Betts has it. Betts in over the line. Teases a little bit. Penalized player going to the penalty box. Scoville was hooked from behind on a good play by Mickey Dupont. And there's going to be a penalty, and it's going to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. So your Flames going to go on the power play here early in the second period of action. So referee Eric Furlot hands out the penalty. Looks like it's going to number 29, and that is Tom Kostopoulos. Time of the penalty, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Kostopoulos. 2 minutes for hooking, so that will leave the Flames on the power play. They have the face-off inside of the Pens blue line on the near side in the left-hand corner. Kachuk in to take the face-off out there with Botterill and Fata. Back at the point, Walzer and Mickey Dupont. Off of the face-off, Kachuk gets it back to Walzer. Walzer sends one right onto the stick of Kachuk. Kachuk back again to the point. Shot, that's fired. Perron makes a save. And another penalty coming up, I believe, going to the Pens as the forward, Botterill, was cracked in the back of the helmet with a cross-check. So glorious opportunity here for the Pens. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. Back here at Harbor Station, Flames with a glorious opportunity. 5-on-3. They have control inside of the Pens blue line. Shot comes back to the point. Walzer tries to get control. Being hounded there by the forward of the Pens. And now the Pens elect to chop one down the ice. They've got a 2-man advantage for 1:22 on the penalty to McDonald for cross-checking at the 3:07 mark. Already with Kostopoulos into the penalty box for hooking. Now Fata picks it up over the blue line. Takes it in on the left-hand side. Fata tried to get a little bit of room, manages to keep it in. Now it squirts back out, so Derek Walzer goes back to pick it up at center. Pass to the right-hand side. Hustling in is Botterill. Botterill taps it off the boards gingerly to Kachuk. Kachuk back to the point. Dupont gets it back at the point again. Wrist shot, saved by Perron. Rebound in front. Shot over the top of the net by Rico Fata. I don't think he got good wood on it. But Perron down. Now Fata top of the slot again. Shot saved by Perron. Perron tried to shovel that one out himself, and the Pens managed to get it down to center ice. Now 33 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Kachuk in over the blue line. Had his stick hooked from behind, and the Pens will send it up to the defenseman Butenschwan, and Butenschwan elects to kill off a few seconds on the clock. Now he dumps it back behind starting goaltender Brochu. Flames again, 13 seconds on a 5-on-3. Martin sends it into the right-hand side, back in the corner. Also in there forechecking, Kenny Carup can't get it. Now puck comes back to the point. Dupont, cross to Martin, back to Dupont. Dupont, top of the slot, sends it into Carup. Carup, back to Dupont again. Dupont didn't see the penalized player coming back out. That's number 29. And that's Kozopoulos. Kozopoulos goes in the left-hand side, takes a shot, and Brochu makes the save. So Martin Brochu had to be sharp on that one, as one of the penalized players back out onto the ice, streaked down the right wing and fired a shot from the face-off circle. So on that 5-on-3 manpower advantage, our score remains the same, 0-0. Shots on goal, 16-8. In nearing the halfway point in this game, 0-0 the score. Face off to the right of the starting goaltender, Martin Brochu. Top of the draw, St. Croix gets it back onto the other side now. They'll bring it up the right-hand wing, over center ice. Clark takes it in over the blue line. That's as far as he's going to get. On a turnover, Pens back the other side, down the same wing. Long shot, Brochu makes a save, rebound in front, and Brochu had to get the pad down in a hurry there. And streaking across was number 37, Crozer. Crozer, top of the slot, saved by Brochu again. This time off of number 72, Marash. Coming back the other way up to center ice. Flames can't get any headway, so the Pens elect to dump it over the boards. Compliments of a stick by Kelheller. And we'll have a face-off just inside of the Pens blue line to our nearest vantage point on the left-hand side. 14-19 left here in second period action. 0-0 the score. We are at Harbor Station for this home opener. And we are Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. A good crowd on hand this evening. And no doubt tomorrow night, when the Providence Bruins get off the bus, there'll be another strong showing of support for the Flames as Andy Bizzo makes his way into town. Face off just inside the Pens blue line. Elomo can't get anywhere, so the Pens again elect to just dump and chase as they send it down the ice. Clark back to pick it up. He's taken out on the boards. Puck lays in the corner, intercepted now. Jason McDonald taken out by Montador. Montador ties up McDonald. That allows the Flames Betts to come up. He'll see and shovel all the way across. Right onto the stick of number 26, Carup. Carup into the corner, can't get anywhere, so the Pens elect to just chip it down the center on the left side. That'll go back for the goaltender. Brochu goes back behind his own goal. Intended to leave it there for Scoville. Scoville couldn't pick it up. Now the puck top of the slot. Pens intercept. That's blocked in front by the Pen forward. And coming back the other way, here comes Elomo. Elomo gets it at the top of the slot as the puck just went through his skates. Couldn't convert that pass. Good work though by Betts to keep the puck inside of the Pens blue line. Now the Pens spot number 24, McDonald, at center ice. And McDonald elects to shovel one into the corner, go for a line change. On comes Koskopoulos. Out there along with Malosh. Flames though, Rico Fata up the center ice, in over the blue line, fires one across. Botterill can't chip in to pick that one up. So the Pens take it off of the boards. They'll bring it back to center ice. Bodenschwoven sends it in right onto the stick of Kozopoulos. Kozopoulos out there with Virat. Kozopoulos still in control. Virat comes in to help out, but good work by number 21, Derek Walzer, keeping the Pens at bay. Now the Flames again, still trying to get outside of their own blue line. Good back pass inside of the zone, puts it onto the stick of Fata. He'll fire one, and the goaltender Perron gloves that one down, drops it back behind his own goal for his defenseman. Pens come up ice now, up the left-hand side, over center, puck intercepted by the Flames. They'll send it down. Clark on the open side! Chris Clark caught the goaltender Perron napping on a good pass from the right-hand side, and Clark makes no mistake. Flames on top by a score of 1-0. Time of the goal at the 7-minute and 42-second mark. Chris Clark gets his first goal of the game, and his first of the regular season. And I believe that pass may have come off of the stick of Benoit Graton. We'll wait for the official call, but a good turnover inside of the Flames blue line. And then they just went up ice, and Clark streaking in on the left wing with his stick towards the goal, pulled a good snapshot over the blocker of the goaltender Rich Perron, giving the Flames a 1-0 lead. Puck comes out in front, another pack away, puck top of the slot. Another shot comes back as the goaltender Perron, not sure what's going on, penalty going to be called. Flames goaltender comes out in favor of the extra attacker. Clark again working hard, they'll keep the pressure on. Puck comes back to the top of the circle, long pass, Martin couldn't keep it in, it hops over his stick back to center ice. Back to pick it up is Dupont. Dupont fires one in, but it'll be ruled an offside as Clark back in behind the blue line. So another opportunity coming up here for the Flames as they'll go on the power play with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the second period. Penalized player going for the Pens. It looks as though it's going to be number 26. No, John Slaney just talking to the linesman, finding out exactly who's going. It's number 25, Jean-Philippe Soucy. So Soucy, his second minor penalty of the afternoon, putting his team at risk here against the Flames, who have really picked their game up a notch. They lead this game by a score of 1-0 on Chris Clark's first goal of the season. Time of that goal, 7 minutes, 42 seconds into the second period. Well, Soucy, the penalized player, into the penalty box. He's going to think about that one for the next 2 minutes. Hooking the call. Flames again on the power play. Right out of the face-off. Bringing it inside of the blue line. Betts on the right side. Takes it all the way back behind the goal. Now the Pens intercept. They'll put it onto the stick of Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg knows where he's going with it as he spots some open real estate at the other end of the ice. Back to pick it up. Botterill now in control. They'll hand it over to 24. Scoville, the defenseman, gets it over the line, drops it to the point. Perron made a save as that one just wiggled between his legs out the other side. And the Pens will dump it down ice. 1:18 left in the power play on the penalty to Jean-Philippe Soucy. Flames already leading by a score of 1-0. They'll send the puck all the way down inside of the blue line. And back to pick it up for the Pens is the defenseman. And it'll be ruled a two-line pass. 1-0 Flames lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. St. John Flames, they lead this game by a score of 1-0 on Chris Clark's power play marker, or even strength marker, early in the period number 2. 10:13 left here. We're almost at the halfway point in this first game of the home series for the Flames. Fata now brings it in over the line. Fata stops, drops it back to the point. Now Fata will get it back. He'll send it in for Kachuk. Kachuk tried to send one out in front. Instead, he drops it to the point. Shot! Perron makes a save. Rebound all the way out. And the Pens number 33 Parsons elects to just rifle it down the ice. Penalized player now back out onto the ice. Both teams skating at 5 aside. Pens steal the puck, tried to send it out in front. They'll still keep control, manage to keep a little bit of pressure on. That backhander off of the stick of number 37. Crozer knocked down by the Flame defense. They'll have it back behind their own goal. Martin goes to the backhand, chips it up to the boards, right onto the stick of Bégin. Bejan gets it as far as center where the Pens just turn it back the other way. This time the Brochu comes out to play that one. A good hit in the corner, a good clean hit. Both players getting back into action now. Clark, the goal scorer, has it on the right-hand side. Clark lobs one off the glass. Looks like one of the Pens players is hurt as Clark looks as though he's going to take a penalty. Long shot off of the top of the face-off circle, and I believe Clark going to be penalized as on the ice, number 37, Greg Crozier, the left winger, took a high hit right off the glass. So on that note, the penalty box for the Flames is open, and it looks as though Chris Clark will be the penalized player. Clark exchanging pleasantries with the Pens bench as he makes his way over towards the penalty box. Or not Clark, rather, doing all the chatting. It's number 25, Benoit Graton. So Clark, the penalized player. Time of the penalty at the 11-minute mark of period number 2, and that will allow the Pens to go back on the power play. Elbowing the call as he caught Greg Crozier with the right arm. And the referee, Eric Furlot, not going to be fooled. He was right there. He saw it all. And he put his arm up right away. So the Pens will go on the power play. Shots on goal at the 9-minute mark here entering period number 2. 22 in favor of the Flames. And only 12 in favor of the Pens. Both starting goaltenders, Brochu for the Flames and Perron for the Pens, have been very, very honorable as far as their teams are concerned. Flames get on the scoreboard on an even strength goal by Chris Clark, giving the Flames a 1-0 lead. The first time the Flames have scored the first goal in the game in their home opener here at Harbor Station. Off of the face-off, Pens send one into the corner. That goes off at a stick of Peterson. Peterson right into the corner. Crozier in there working also. They'll slide it across for Meloche. Meloche gets it back in return. He'll just tap one back behind the goal. Racing in from the point is number 22, Butenschwon. Butenschwon tied up there with two Flame defensemen. And the Flames will take that one. They'll wrap it off the boards and get it down to Slaney at center. Slaney, long cross-ice pass to the left-hand side. Good play there, top of the slot, scores! Number 37, Greg Crozier, as Brochu went down a little bit, and Crozier put that one on the glove-hand side under the crossbar. We're all tied up at 1 apiece on that power play goal by the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Pens. Time of the goal, 11 minutes and 36 seconds. Greg Crozier, the goal scorer, as he brought that one and really rifled that one up over the glove on the left-hand side of the goaltender, Brochu. And no doubt he'd like to have that one back. And for Crozier, that's his third goal of the season. Butenschwon and Slaney getting the assist on that goal, a tying goal by Greg Crozier. Both teams now skating at 5 aside, but it's the Pens with the momentum as they keep control inside of the Flames blue line, right at the point. They'll try and chop one into the corner. Verot can't get anywhere, has to go across ice to his defensive partner, and that is number 6. We're going to have another penalty coming up, and again, I believe it's going to the St. John Flames. As Eric Furlot, the man wearing the stripes, not putting up with any tomfoolery. And it looks as though it's an interference call. And it will be going to the Flame player. So another power play here by the Pens is going into the penalty box is number 24, Darryl Scoville. So Scoville, the penalized player. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes and 13 seconds, roughing the call. Or St. Croix, rather, number 34, the penalized player. Roughing the infraction, handed out by the referee, Eric Furlot. 7 minutes, 41 seconds left here in the second period. And the Pens, with one power play goal this period, are back on the hound again. They'll bring it up over center ice. Good play by the Pens defenseman Andrew Ference as he tried to get a little bit of room. That puck though knocked back inside of the Pens blue line. Again on this shorthanded penalty kill. Clark out there along with number 25 Benoit Graton. And back at the point, Scoville and number 6 Martin. Pens bring it in over the blue line. Top of the slot, Slaney takes a little bit of room, shovels it back behind the boards. Coming out the other side on the left-hand side now is Ference. He can't get anywhere. Long pass up ice, racing up with Scoville. Couldn't pick up with the puck. Puck comes back, Pens in, too long, shot. Oh, nice save by Brochu. Just got the blocker on it and cradle that one over the top of the goal. A 2-1 on the power play. Pens keep control. They'll get it back to the point again. Slaney in there, fires one. That's blocked into the open corner. Pens hemming in the Flames, can't get anywhere. They'll drop it back to the point again. They'll send it across the 19, Peterson. Peterson, little bit of room, can't get anywhere. Now they'll put it over for number 5, Ference. Ference just puts it back behind the goal. They'll try and get it back to him again. Long pass across, Ference can't do anything. Long cross-ice pass right under the stick. Peterson can't get anywhere. Flames a little bit in a rush here to try and get the puck out. Martin can't get it out. Puck comes back to the point again. Ference on the right side. Ference shovels it in for 19 Peterson. Peterson shot. Save again by Brochu. As the forward tried to put it up under the crossbar, but Brochu gets the glove down. And with 6:01 left here in the second period, 13 seconds left in the power play, we are still tied at a goal apiece. Again, the Flames will be back in action again tomorrow evening here at Harbor Station, 7 p.m. when the Providence Bruins come to town. Andy Bezo and his entourage. Bruins always a good team in the AHL. Back to the action here though with 13 seconds left in the Pens power play. They'll get the draw back to the point. Shot. Brochu watch that one go by the open corner. Hustling in to pick it up though is Boutenschon. Boutenschon drops it to the point. They'll go back to him again. Fired in front. Brochu has to be careful as that took a crazy hop. Now the puck comes back. Flames out of the penalty box. They'll send it right up to Fata. Fata in the low. Shot save. Shot save by the goaltender Perron. As Rico Fata, not one but 2 kicks at the can. And the goaltender gets it up there twice. As Perron, that big mitt, as a penalized player come out of the penalty box and shovel it up to Fata, and he's a little disgusted with himself on that one. A good play by the Flames. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left here in the second period. A 1-1 tie. And we are Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. In this first game of the whole 2-game homestand. Rico Fata, 5 shots on goal so far this period, 8 in the game so far, and zilch on the board. But Fata, too good a player to be dogged too long, but a good save by the goaltender, Rich Perron, as Fata got that nice feed, went in all alone, but again Perron, stand-up goaltender, face off to the right of Perron, the goaltender for the Pens. Tkachuk in to take the face off. To his trapper side, deep inside the Pens blue line. Fata turns to the left. Puck goes in control of the Pens, though, back behind their own goal. They'll chip one out towards center ice. Back to pick it up is Mickey Dupont. Dupont on the right side, sends it up towards center ice. Tap pass off the boards. That was intended for Fata. He couldn't pick it up. And it'll be chipped back inside the Flames blue line. Walzer out there now. He'll make his way up dead center ice. Hands it off the left-hand side. Dupont gets it in over the blue line. Hustling in there is Bégin. Bégin still on the left side. Drops it to the point. Dupont can't hold it in. And the Pens streak their way down the center ice. A good dive by number 29, and that's Kazopoulos. But the referee Furlot not going to be fooled on that. Coming the other way. Shot there. Flames get a little bit of havoc in front of the goaltender Perron. And the Pens take no chances. They'll slide one all the way down the ice. So the goaltender Brochu out to play it off with 4:42 left here in period number 2. 59 seconds left in the Flame power play. Flames bringing it in over the line. Scoville in control. Puts it into the corner onto the stick of Graton. Graton Top of the circle to Dupont. Dupont trying to get a little bit of room. Can't get anywhere in the Pens again. Using that fence post hockey, send it down ice. This time the Pens in foreside. Brochu had to be careful there as Andrew Ferentz took that shot from the top of the face-off circle on the short side. And Brochu hangs on for the face-off. Shots on goal now, 24-17, still in favor of your Flames. At the halfway point in period number 1, the Pens had the shot lead, but then the Flames kicked it into third gear. And starting period number 2, came out with a vengeance, and Chris Clark got them on the board at the 7:42 mark. And then the Pens got back into it on the goal by the Penn forward at the 11:36 mark to tie it up. And that goal was scored by Greg Crozier. Off of the face-off, Flames inside of their own blue line. Up the left-hand side is number 12, and that is Blair Betts. Betts fires it all the way into the corner. Botterill out there, can't get anywhere. The Pens streak it up to center ice. They'll put it right onto the stick of McDonald. McDonald with a forehand, tried to sneak one by the far post, but Brochu got the pad down. And now the Flames make their way into neutral ice again. Betts leading the way, puts it into the corner off of the stick of Botterill. Botterill tried to send it in front. They did, but it was too weak a pass. That was intended for Kenny Karup, who was left all alone, but they couldn't convert it. Now hustling again into the corner. Flames trying to keep that pressure package on. Good hit by Fata as he takes down McDonald. Puck comes back to the point. That'll be sent in there off of the stick. Morozic all the way back behind the goal. Tried to send it out in front. Does. Shot saved by Perron right on the doorstep off of number 19, Jason Botterill. And again, they're up close and personal in front of the Penn goaltender. Coming in to help out is Daniel Tkachuk. As the net comes off the moorings, a couple of uppercuts thrown, but both with the players with their gloves on. Karup also in there. Karup lost his helmet, but that doesn't bother him at all, as he has a talk with number 24, the Pens, Jason McDonald. So the referee, Eric Furlot, no doubt going to call out some penalties, making their way to the penalty box. For the Flames is number 26, and that's Kenny Karup. So Karup into the penalty box. No doubt roughing will be the call as the referee Eric Furlot makes his way over the penalty box. Also going is the penalized player for the Pens, Andrew Ferentz, making his way of the Pens. Time of the penalties will be 16 minutes and 49 seconds. Score still deadlocked at a goal apiece. Here with time winding down in period number 2. In case you've just tuned in, I'm Steve McDonald. We are at Harbor Station for this first of 40 home games for your St. John Flames. Chris Clark started it off in the top of the second period before that was answered by the Pens' Greg Crozier. And that's where we stand, tied up at 1 apiece. So Karup gets roughing, Ferentz gets a double minor, 2 for roughing and 2 for, I believe, slashing. Or hooking is the call, roughing and hooking to Andrew Ferentz of the Pens. Time of the penalty, 16:49. And yes, sir, Bob, that gives the Flames a power play advantage with the face-off inside of the Pens blue line to the stick side of the starting goaltender, Rich Perron, who has been real tall so far this evening. Daniel Tkachuk out to take the face-off. Also out there is Benoit Graton, along with the defenseman, number 21, Derek Walzer, Mickey Dupont. And on the other side, Rico Fata. Off the face-off, Flames send one into the corner. Tkachuk races in to pick it up. Back there for the Pens is Kelheller. Kelheller manages to gain a little bit of room. Puts it onto the stick of his teammate. They'll get it out as far as center ice. Back to pick it up on the far side is Mickey Dupont. Dupas up along now. A 4-minute power play for the Flames. A glorious opportunity again to try and get this lead. They have control. Long pass in the corner. Back to the point. Dupas sent one towards Tkachuk. Another shot out in front. As that one came out of the stick of Benoit Graton as he tried to send it to the open side. But the Flames couldn't convert. Good footwork by Fata to keep it in. He'll chop it right in front. Back pass in front. And that was picked up there very smartly by Kel Heller. And Kel Heller of the Pens sends it all the way down the ice. Brochu, the starting goaltender, comes out to play it. He'll just leave it there in the corner for his defenseman. 2:58 left in the power play advantage for the Flame. They'll send it up ice. Pocket pick there. The Pens bring it down 2-on-1. Over the line. Shot saved by Brochu. Coming in to pick up the loose puck now. Greg Crozier, the goal scorer, tries to get something going, but it's the Flames in control. Flames on the far boards at center ice. Botterill sends it over the line. Goaltender Perron comes out to pick it up, but it's Brochu in control. He'll hand it off to Chris Clark. Clark back to the point. Morozic sends it across ice. Shot saved by Perron. Puck lays in front. And with a swarm in front of the goal, the goaltender Perron manages to get the whistle by the referee, Eric Furlot. Now Crozier takes a couple of shots, a couple of right hands at number 19, I believe. And of course, that's Botterill. And Botterill just shakes his head, but Crozier, a couple of right jabs. No penalties will be called. 1:36 left here in the second period. We're all tied at a goal apiece. Still 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the penalty to number 5, Andrew Ferentz of the Pens. And the face-off again inside of the Pens blue line. And it'll be Daniel Tkachuk out to take the face-off. Coming onto the ice now is number 25, Benoit Graton. Out there with Rico Fata. Back at the point, Morozic. And I believe it'll be Mickey Dupont. Tkachuk to take the draw. Ties up his centerman. Pens have control, though. They're going to lob a long one. And that'll come down into the far corner. Bolshur just leaves it there for Morozic. Morozic brings it out the same side. Makes his way up to his blue line. In the third gear. Fires one across center ice. Perron comes out. He'll tap that one way off of the top of the glass. Good play, though, by Scoville to keep it in. Now the Pens managed to send it down. 1:08 left here in second period action. 1-1 the score on the goals by Chris Clark for the Flames and Greg Crozier for the Pens, both in the second period. Flames still on the power play, though. Sputtering just a little bit here with the last 50 seconds in the period. They'll hand it off to Morozic. Morozic looks over to the right-hand side, sends it across, but it'll be ruled a two-line pass, or they'll have an offside call, so we'll have a face-off in neutral ice outside of the Pens blue line with under 44 seconds left here in the second period of play. We are at the Harbor Station in St. John, and we are Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94 on this Friday the 13th. This first home game for your Flames in this 40-game home ice advantage. And speaking of advantage, Flames on the power play. They'll come out in the third period with a power play for about a minute and change. Off of the face-off, puck comes back inside of the Flames blue line. Over to pick it up is Royer. Royer hands it off to Martin. Martin now still inside of his own blue line. Puts it right over. A long shot. That'll go in around the back of the glass. Hustling in is Walzer from the other side. Pens, they'll pick it up. They'll put it onto the stick of McDonald. And McDonald kills off some valuable seconds. Only 11 seconds now left here in the second period. Flames still on the power play. They might have one more chance. And with 6 seconds, they make it up to center ice. Send it into the open corner. Tkachuk sends it in. Clark races in to help out. But time will run out. So when the third period starts, they will still have 48 seconds on the power play. After 20 minutes of play, we're tied at a goal each. Now let's go back to Derek and another sports update.
watching TVNB, the New Brunswick channel.
And after 40 minutes of play, we have a score of 1-1 here at Harbor Station in St. John, New Brunswick. Jim, a rather entertaining first period, a little chippy coming on near the end. This Krupp fella, as I was reading in the stats from his days of playing with St. Mike's in the OHL, said that he was voted by his teammates as the most gentlemanly player, and then they hit a little melee down there in front of the Penguins goaltender, and he was on top of it all.
Yeah, so, he's not out on the ice for 3 seconds, and he takes the penalty. So, I mean, take that for what it is. But you really got to look at the lost opportunities, and I mean, that's what Jimmy Playfair has got to be saying to the Flames. My God, boys, you know, you're 0 for 9 on the power play. You're going to be on it for 48 seconds, start third period. This is brutal. I mean, you got to start taking advantage of these golden opportunities they're slipping by. They had a 2-man advantage. They let that squeal by. Flames have got to start taking advantage and putting the dagger in the chest. I mean, that's a little graphic, but I mean, that's the way it's got to be. When you are given that many chances on the power play and you walk away with the ghost, that's bad. That is bad. And I mean, Playfair's got to be saying, but then you got to give credit to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. I mean, they're doing a fabulous job tightening up the line, making sure they don't get those opportunities. And I mean, what more can you say? They have to start taking it. If they're going to give them that many chances, you got to bury the biscuit, kids. That's all there is to it.
Flames out shooting the Penguins by shots 27-19, but I really don't know. Martin Brochu, I think, has had the better of the shots aimed at him. He stopped these Penguins point blank there a couple of times, took a couple in the chest, brought them point blank on the short side a few times. This guy, you know, Playfair doesn't have to look down in the goaltending end of the bench and say, gee, you know, what am I going to do here? Yeah. He knows what he's got, but for how long, he really doesn't know.
Well, the offense has to kick into gear. I mean, they have to realize the job that he's been doing for them tonight. He's saving them out there. I mean, this game could easily be 3-1 or 4-1 in favor of the Penguins. But, I mean, Brochu has been standing on his head for the first 40 minutes, and he's made some spectacular saves. That's why this team went out and picked up this goaltender, for that exact reason. For whatever reason it is, this offense one night will come out and be a house on fire. The next night, looks like the Flames just flickering. And like we saw here, I mean, they're 0 for 9 on the power play. I mean, you just don't win hockey games that way. And it can't be doing anything for the morale. But, I mean, if you look at the Penguins side, the way they've been shutting them down, they got to be pumped up. So I look for the Penguins to come out here flying in the third period. Like we said, the Flames will be on the power play for 48 seconds. But if they've shown us what they've done on the power play so far tonight, I wouldn't expect too much out of them in 48 seconds.
Sergei Varlamov not playing here tonight. Rico Fata is. Rico, maybe Varlamov would have been a good winger to have along with Fata. Fata putting on a bit of a show here tonight, and I say show, and I mean show, because he is showboating a little too much out there for my liking. You know, too much dipsy doodling. He's got the chance to shoot the puck. He's got a good shot. He knows where to put it when he wants to put it where he wants it, but he just won't do it. And I don't know, the fans didn't come here to see an ice capades. I mean, if so, we can see that later on in the spring, whatever the case may be, you know. But I'm just not impressed with him tonight. Great set of wheels, love it, but you got to do something other than just show your wheels.
Well, the Flames are falling into that trap that Flames fans saw thousands of times last year. They're getting frustrated because they are 0 for 9 on the power play, and they're starting to show it. You saw it the last half of the second period, still on the power play, dump and chase. Dump and chase. They're not taking advantage of that extra man, not taking advantage of that second man they had for almost a minute and a half out there. You've got your wingers. If I'm Playfair, I'm telling Fata, look, kid, you are one of the fastest and most talented kids in this league. There's no question about it. But, like we said in the first intermission, got to take advantage of the 4 other guys you got out there skating with you. You want a hot dog? Save it for practice. You want to do the dipsy doodle? Save that for practice as well. We want to win this hockey game. Now you got to start playing with your wingman. Got to start letting your defense take over. Let the boys all do their job. Rico is great, no question about it, but needs a little help.
We just tore a strip off of Rico, but let's let him defend himself and hear what he has to say with the upcoming season, and also Sergei Varlamov.
Well, I'm happy to be back so we can have a good run at the season, better than the years we had before, and get a better run in playoffs. So I'm so excited about that. We have a good team this year, and I think we could go far in the season. We get a first place in our division and finish pretty good in playoffs.
It's a whole new season and a whole new cast of characters, new coach and new management in Calgary. Do you think that bodes well for your future in hockey?
Oh, I don't know. It could go either way. It could be helpful to my future in hockey and maybe with the Calgary organization, Flames, and could go either other way around. So I'm just going to have to try here just to play. And the coaching staff here seems to be pretty good, and I like both guys. And I think so far I've been so good.
You see much difference in the nature of the team this year from the last couple of years?
Well, our team's still pretty young, as it always was here. Our oldest guy is 25 years old, the rest of the guys are like 21, 22 years old. But most of them are veterans, so I think we have a pretty good team, everybody know each other, so I think we should be good.
It goes without saying that everybody aspires to play in the NHL. I suppose you would like to get back to Calgary or the NHL as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that's my first priority and my goal to get as soon as I can back to NHL. But if it's not right now, that's fine. I'll just have to work at it, and when I'm ready, I'm sure I'll get the call.
Were you a little disappointed being sent down as quickly as you were from the main team?
Of course, I was really disappointed about that. I thought I'd at least get a chance to get some exhibition games and show what I can do at that level. But if not, I'll just try and show them from here that I can play, and I deserve to play there.
Sergei Varlamov, good luck this year, Sergei.
Thank you very much.
Rico Fata, working on the exercise bike. Welcome back to St. John, Rico.
Oh, thank you very much. Good to be here, good to play, good to get going, and we'll see what happens.
Were you, on the negative side, were you somewhat disappointed by being sent down this quickly by the big team in Calgary?
Well, you're always going to be disappointed no matter what, no matter who you are, where you play, and when you get sent down. So it's always a tough thing to come down and, play and get your mindset ready for the AHL.
The word is that you may need some work in the defensive end of when you're away from the puck. With the puck, you're great, but you may need some work away from the puck. Are you working on something like that?
Who knows? You hear everything about your play. It could be offensively, defensively. Who knows? But that's why I'm here, to work on my game.
How do you rate this team? I know it's early in the year, Rico, but how does this team compare to last year's team here in St. John?
Well, it's a lot different than it was last year. There's, guys that are younger, that are right in the bubble there, that can, make the jump to the next level, and everyone's pushing each other, so it's a little different situation than it was. Guys are working hard, and we'll see what happens during the regular season.
What are your expectations for you personally and for the team? Do you have any particular goals in mind?
As long as we're winning, I'm going to be happy. If the puck's going in the net for me, then great. If it doesn't, as long as I'm helping the team defensively, offensively, every game's a different game. You could be a +2 and not get any points, and you just want to work hard.
And thank you, Sergei Varlamov and Rico Fata, for those interviews. Jim, Chris Clark, man on a mission out there tonight. He really gave Crozier quite an elbow. They called it a high stick, but boy, in my eyes and your eyes, we thought it was a pretty good elbow right in front of the penalty box area over there. Then every little tussle goes on, he seems to be in there.
Oh, there's no question. He's out there hanging and banging with the big boys tonight. How long he can continue to do that before someone takes a good run at him, I don't know, but got to give him credit. I mean, there's not too many team players on the Flames bench jumping off the bench, taking that opportunity or taking that leadership role, I guess is the right way to say it. I mean, this has turned into a real chippy game here in the second period, like you and I mentioned, and, someone has got to help him out, I guess, better than anything. I mean, he can't carry the load himself because, as you and I well know, I mean, he's more of a playmaker, and that's what he should be concentrating on. But, I mean, unless somebody's going to help him out, he's on his own out there tonight. So hopefully things will change in the third period. Like we said, it's going to be interesting to see. I think the Penguins are going to come out. I mean, they got to be on the high. They're shutting them down on the power play. The Flames are struggling, so be interesting to see who gets off the jump here. And like we said, first goal is going to mean a lot. We're tied at 1, so it looks like the second goal is going to mean a whole lot more.
Dave Roche, haven't seen much of him. I think maybe he got a few shifts in the second period. I don't remember seeing him at all in the first period, and I don't know. I haven't heard. He's not hurt that I know of, but he's just seeing spot duty. A little bit on the power play, put him out front. That's a big body, and he's hard to move because he's solid on the feet.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, how many years in Philadelphia did we see Timmy Kerr standing out in front of the net? nobody could move him. He was a house. You had to take 2 players to try to move him. That frees up your wingers up top. Then you've got a little bit of action out front in the net. Hey, it might not go off your player. It might go off the opponent's player. Who cares where the puck goes off as long as it goes in the net? That's what the Flames have to start concentrating on. Scoring goals, having fast wingmen, having people that can dipsy doodle and make the spinoramas and all that. That's all fine and good for the highlight reel, but it's not doing nothing for the win column. That's what the Flames have to concentrate on. You're absolutely right. Get that big body out in front of the net, make them double team him, frees up your other men. Hey, we're talking instant goals here. Not instant goals, but they will come eventually.
Let's change gears a little bit here, Jimmy. Go to the NHL once again. Montreal Canadiens, your favorite team. I'm gonna tear a strip. No, I can't tear a strip yet. It's too early in the season.
Hey, they won a game.
Well,
they've won a game.
It's about time. But anyway, Saku Koivu goes down hurt. He's the captain. You think he's on his way out?
I think he should have been on his way out after last season. Koivu is a soft player. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He just seems to get into that rut where he's afraid to get out there on the ice. You can see it in his eyes. Backing off from the puck. He's backing off from the play. He's always following the puck. He's never leading with the puck. And that makes you wonder how 100% healthy this kid really is. He got hurt real bad with his back a couple of seasons ago. Never seemed to come back from that. So if I'm Montreal, or if I'm a Montreal fan, which I am, I don't know what you'd get for him at this point, because, I mean, the league knows he is a soft player at this point. So if you can get somebody for him, maybe a draft pick, maybe some cash, go for it. Get rid of him, because he's just, you put that C on, I don't care if you're in Montreal, Toronto, or Calgary, wherever you may be, leadership, that's what it's all about. And he's not a leader. You can't lead from the press box. You just can't do it. Goaltending, Jeff Hackett, a little too old, a little too slow. What do you think? Well, I don't know if Hackett's too old. I think he might be too slow. I think, age might be catching up to him a little bit, but they re-signed Jose Theodore, which in my mind is a smart move. Montreal, the rumor is they've got a lot of cash, but they're not spending it. Whatever that reason might be, they might be tightwads. I don't know. But Theodore's a good man to have as a backup. We saw him a lot here playing with Fredericton. Sent him down to Quebec on a conditioning stint. He's back in Montreal now. Look for him to see a lot more action, I would think, over the next couple of weeks. Hackett really hasn't had a lot of help in front of him either. I mean, you look at that game in New York, the Moose returned to Broadway, and he had a goal. It was a weak goal. He had a goal. It was a big night in New York. But you look at the 3 goals they scored on Jeff Hackett. He didn't have a lot of help from the Blue Liners. So Montreal, I think, is just in that rebuilding mode, and you hate to keep using that term, but they got to start from the top, work their way down, and start spending some money. Jimmy, we've got about 30 seconds here before we go to break. Refereeing. They've gone to the 2 system in the NHL. Yeah. It's really going to water down the AHL here tonight. Yeah. We have a guy here tonight by last name of Furlot. I'm not sure how he pronounces his last name. Yeah. Never heard tell the guy before. Don't know where he's from, what he's been doing. But obviously he's done some refereeing because he's here in the AHL. Do you think it's really going to play a havoc? 10 seconds or less. I think they're doing all right in the NHL. I really don't see a big problem with it, and the season will tell the story, I guess. And that's going to be the last word for now. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, third period action here at Harbor Station between the Flames and the Penguins.
Getting ready to flick both lights to make sure everything is under control, but the Flames again on the power play for 48 seconds. Out to take this draw, Tkachuk out there with Fata and Botterill. Off the draw, Flames get control. They'll chop it inside the line, but the Pens again will just send it down ice. And that's compliments of John Slaney. Back behind his own goal now. Flame defenseman. Takes his time. He'll bring it up as far as center ice. And that is Dupont. Dupont fires it around the back of the boards. Pens tried to pick up the loose puck. That's intercepted. Botterill has it. Now he'll put it right into the corner. Fata sends one across. Goes towards the front of the crease. Pinching in from the point is Walzer. Walzer can't get anywhere. Also out there, Dave Roche can't keep it in, so the Pens send one all the way down. Back inside of the Flames blue line. Back to pick it up again, number 14, Mickey Dupont. Fata has it at center. Long pass backhanded in over the Pens blue line. Goaltender Perron comes out to play it off the boards. They'll squeeze it as Fata knocked into the boards by Slaney, or Soucy, Jean-Philippe Soucy. Fata makes his way to the players bench. On comes Clark. Pens meanwhile have control inside of the Flames blue line. Pens can't keep it in as the Flames send one down the ice. Chris Clark in doing the forechecking. Clark takes his man out into the corner boards as Soucy goes down on the ice, gets back up. That allows the Flames to pick the puck up and send it back in again. St. Croix takes a high shot on the right-hand side at the blue line. Back to pick it up is Soucy. Soucy leaves it there for Kelheller. Kelheller sends it up on the left wing. Gagori can't get anywhere, and the puck just creeps back inside of the Flames blue line again. So we're going both teams a little cautious here as the penalty has expired. Both teams skating at 5 aside. Puck just remains inside of the blue line. It came out over, and we're going to have a face-off outside of the St. John Flames blue line on the far boards. 1 minute 58 seconds have expired here in the third period. Again, all deadlocked at a goal apiece. So we're getting ready as Stompin' Tom Connors gives us his favorite rendition of the good old hockey game. My toes start to tap every time I hear that. Back to the action though. Flames inside of their own blue line. They'll send one down ice. The goaltender Perron allows to leave that go through, and it will be rule icing. So the linesman will send it all the way back down inside of the Flames blue line in the far left-hand corner, or the far right corner rather. So the starting goaltender, Martin Brochu, 19 shots on goal. And at the other end of the ice, Rich Perron has had to turn aside 27, 8 alone from number 96, Rico Fata. Face off to Brochu's trapper or blocker side. In to take the draw, Toby Peterson for the Pens against Blair Betts. Betts gets it back to Martin behind his own goal. Martin, two-team there by the Pens forwards. He'll slip it into the open corner. Pens now secure onto that, back behind Brochu. One hand on the stick. The Pen forward tries to slip it across, and that's number 72, Malash. Malash just chips it back behind the goal into the far corner. Flames try to get it. Puck just keeps bouncing. Betts can't get control. Puck back behind the goal. Again, the Pens send it out in front, just a little too far away from big number 37. And that's Greg Crozier, the goal scorer for the Pens so far tonight. Pens keeping the Flames hemmed inside of their own blue line now. Good forechecking. Betts trying to get control back behind his goal. Intercepted by the Pens. They'll go to the backhand, try to send it down. That's intercepted now. Coming across, Kenny Karup sends it across the other side. That shot is, Perron got a piece of it. Karup now races into the corner with Alomo. Alomo back behind the Pens goal, can't get to it. Pens defenseman Butch Waven sends one all the way up the ice. That'll be picked up by number 11 for the Flames. Or number 12, Betts gets it in over the blue line. Alomo, the only one forechecking in. Puck comes back. Mickey Dupont fires one. That's past the glove. The goaltender Perron. Fata out there again with Kachuk now. Botterill out there too. Pens long shot save. Brochu read that one all the way and took that off of the blocker, and we're going to have a penalty. Looks like a hooking call going to the St. John Flame. And that will give the Pens a power play advantage. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Penalized player going to the bench is number 24, and that's Scoville. 2 minutes for hooking, time of the penalty, 3 minutes 41 seconds, and that will give the Pens another power play opportunity. Face off deep inside the Flame blue line in the near corner. On this penalty kill, they'll leave the face off into the hands of Benoit Graton. Graton wins the draw, gets it up as far as center ice. Now Graton has to be careful rather. Puck in over the line. Graton still takes the puck all the way into the corner. Back to pick it up is Andrew Ference. Ference can elude Graton. Now the Pens have control at center ice. They'll put it right onto the stick of Crozier, the goal scorer. Crozier sends one over to the open side. That was intended for Rott. He's knocked down. On the other side, Ference again chipping in from the point. Managed to send it into the corner. Verot back behind the Flame goal. He'll put it to the open side at the hash marks. Back to the point. Puck comes across again. Ference slides it across. Slaney mishandled that one. Has to go into the corner to pick it up himself. Now Slaney, top of the circle, spots Ference at the left point. They'll shovel one to the front of the slot. Slaney again decides to give it to Ference. This time he'll shoot. Easy blocker saved by Brochu. Now the Flames can't get it out as Graton hemmed into his own side. Morozic can't get anywhere. That'll be picked up again by Crozier for the Pens. Crozier back to the point. Save! Brochu made it. Rebound comes out. And that'll be knocked away by the Flames' Alomo. Puck comes back the other way. Pens again. Get it back inside of the Flames' blue line. 37 seconds left in the penalty to the penalized Flame player. Ference at the point. Fires one. That goes up over into the stands. And another souvenir to a happy fan who managed to duck out of the way of that one. 14:49 left here in first period action, or third period action. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Pens on the penalty to number 24, Darryl Scoville. Hooking was the call. Face-off just ready to get underway inside the Flames blue line. And they'll leave that one into the hands of number 15, and that's Dylan Grigori of the Pens. Grigori going up against the centerman. Blair Betts, I believe, in to take the face-off. Betts ties up in man. Puck comes back to the point, though. The Pens get control. Now Martin gets it for the Flames. He'll just chop one down the center ice. Only 20 seconds left in the power play. Pens deep inside of their own blue line now. They'll give it back to Butenschon. Butenschon on the left side, sends it across the right-hand side, still inside of their own blue line now. Long pass comes up ice. That's knocked back by the defenseman for the Flames. Martin can't get anywhere. Tries to get it outside of his own blue line. Martin shovels it across. Walls are out there also with number 22, Bégin. Bégin manages to get it down as the penalized player back out onto the ice. So both teams again skating at 5 aside. Bégin takes his man out into the boards. Coming up ice now, Derek Walzer over center ice. Shovels it into the open corner. Goes for a line change. On comes Elomo. St. Croix out there also with number 28, Roche. Roche makes his way to the front of the goal. Puck intercepted by the Pens. They'll bring it up ice. On the other side now, Leger in over the open side. Goaltender Brochu plays that one, and it goes tapped off of his stick over to the ice. The Pens wanted the penalty. 13:34 left here in third period action. 1-1 score. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. Yep. Yep. Back here at Harbor Station, still a 1-1 tie. 12:55 left here in third period action. Flames trying to hem in the Pens, but Slaney turns it back up ice. Long pass right onto the stick of number 32. They'll go in alone. Alexander Mathieu couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Now the Pens again still buzzing around in front, but it's the Flames who get the puck up the center ice. Hustling over the open side now on the off wing is number 26, Kenny Karup. Karup manages to get it inside of the Pens line, but now the Pens will pick it up. They'll send it straight up the boards to center ice. That's intercepted though by Dave Roche. Roche taps it off the boards, puts it right onto the stick of Karup. That one is redirected way up into the nightlife. And we'll have a stoppage of play and a face-off inside of the Pens blue line in the near corner. Again, a 1-1 tie here with 12 minutes and 15 seconds left in regulation time. And of course, when I say regulation time, that means that there may be, there might be overtime, which is 5 minutes long. And of course, we know what happened the last time the Flames were involved in an overtime. That was down on the Rock in friendly Newfoundland. They lost by a score of 2-1, but they're going to try and make sure that does not occur here tonight at Harbor Station. Clark, the goal scorer tonight, gets a weak shot away from the open side, and the goaltender Perron going to hang on to that one. Chris Clark, the goal scorer for the Flames, and at the other end of the ice, a guy by the name of Greg Crozier with his third goal of the regular season, and for Clark, of course, his first goal of this 2000-2001 regular season. He's also got an assist, so he's doubled his points so far this evening. And of course, Mickey Dupont picking up the assist on that goal. 1-1 tie. Shots on goal now 30 for the Flames and only 22 for the Pens. Right off of the face-off, good opportunity there by the Flames. Perron again, he will equal to the task. And the Pens elect to dump it down the center ice. Martin has it. Martin lobs a high one. Clark races in on the right side. Back behind the goal. One hand on a stick. Clark still in control. Shot saved. Shot again. Perron shot. And that's almost blocked as Clark tried to pull the trigger. But we're going to have a face-off. And now one of the Flame forwards, Kenny Karup, having a word with the referee, wanting a clarification on that last sequence. But the Flames buzzing around in front of the goaltender, Rich Perron, creating some havoc, but so far in this third period, not any magic, as they are still even Steven, 1-1 tie here at Harbor Station. We are Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. This first of 40 home games for the St. John Flames. Puck lays at center. Flames send it in. St. Croix gets onto that one. Pens try to pick it up. They'll no doubt try and squeak it up the left-hand side, putting it right onto the stick of number 19. Toby Peterson in over the line, fires one into the open corner. Martin back there to take him out of harm's way. Puck just lays into the corner. Now St. Croix tries to tackle his man back behind the line. Flames again a little too gingerly try to pop it down the center ice. Karup races up to try and pick it up, but it's the Pens in control. Peterson, good move. Brochu makes a save as Peterson looked one way and fired a low shot. But the goaltender, Brochu, equal to the task. So both teams take this opportunity for a line change. Coming on the big guns, Tkachuk, Botterill, Fata. 10 minutes, 55 seconds left here in the third period. Don't forget, we'll be back on the air again tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. when your Flames go head-to-head with Andy Bizzo and the Providence Bruins here at Harbor Station. For the Pens, the face-off will be in the capable hands of Darcy Verrett. He's got 2 goals so far this regular season, but he's up against a guy by the name of Daniel Tkachuk, and Tkachuk won that draw handily. Puts the puck back behind his own goal. Puck comes out into the open slot. Now Rika Fata, the only one there to pick it up. Fata down the right side, brings it in over the blue line. Good move. Fata shot saved by Perron. And I don't know who he deked out worse, the defenseman or himself. But Fata shot number 9 in this game. And again, Perron holds his ground. So they'll have a face-off to the right of the goaltender Perron inside of the Pens blue line as your Flames send Tkachuk again to the face-off circle. Creeping in from the point now, Steve Montador. No doubt taking some instructions from the skilled centerman. Kachuk, Graton, Botterill. Right off that draw, puck comes back. Monador fires one right into the breadbasket, and the goaltender Perron not going to have that one go by. Well, they'll do it all again from the same spot. Tomorrow evening we will have Dave Andrews in for a guest between the first and second period. And no doubt Dave Andrews, the president of the American Hockey League, will get some insight on that. All about the expansion and the health of the American Hockey League. Dave Andrews, of course, from Nova Scotia. Off of the face-off, Pens in control inside of their own blue line. Long pass off of the stick of McDonald. Gets down as far as the Flames' blue line. Pens manage to get back there first. Now Botterill, open side shot there. Long shot. Brochu off of the stick of Slaney. Leaves it there for his defenseman. Now Scoville waits there for Kachuk to come back. Daniel Kachuk gives it right back to Scoville. Scoville tried to get it to Kachuk, and that was picked off by the Penn forward. Sonnenberg just missed making a good pass there. Now Botterill chips one off the boards. Hustling back though again is Slaney. Slaney not going to be fooled by too many of them. Backhands it all the way up to Peterson again. Long shot. Brochu makes the easy glove save. And with two black sweaters standing around him, he decides he's going to hang on. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the third period. 1-1 tie. We'll be right back. You're listening to Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. On action here in the late stages of this third period at Harbor Station. The Pens with a little bit of momentum, and then it comes back down ice, and then the Flames take the initiative. But we're still tied at a goal apiece. The goal scorer for the Flames, Chris Clark, and the goal scorer for the Pens, Greg Crozier. Both those goals came in period number 2. And again, we remained log-jammed here at a 1-1 score. Shots on goal 35 for the Flames, and 27 shots on goal for the Pens. Off the face-off to Brochu's right. Long shot. That's blocked by the Flame defense. They'll try and chop it down the center ice. Off of the stick of Kenny Karup. Blair Betts in there doing the forechecking. That'll be ruled as a two-line pass by the Pens. So we'll have a face-off just inside of the Pens blue line on the far corner. Again, this first home opener here of the 2000-2001 regular season at Harbor Station. A spectacle to behold. I mean, the fans got into the game right away, and it took a period and a half before they saw their first goal here for the 2000-2001 season. Chris Clark, the recipient of that one. And then the Flames sputtered momentarily, and the Pens came back with a power play goal to tie it up. Now they're looking for more. They've got it inside of the Flames blue line. Now the Flames send it down the center ice. Rick Morozic takes it in over the line, fires one that's towards the front of the goal. But the only guy there was wearing a Pen shirt, and he slams that one all the way right onto the stick of Mathieu. Alexander Mathieu in over the line. On the left-hand side, he's bumped into the corners there by number 34, St. Croix. St. Croix keeps him hemmed up. Now the Flames back down the center ice again. Kachuk in over the line. Dipsy Doodles has to hustle all the way into the far corner. Botterill comes in to help him out. Jason Botterill in there doing some work, tried to feed it in front for Fata. That's intercepted by the Pens, and again, the Pens elect to just dump and chase. Now the Pens go for a line change. On comes Sonnenberg, Gargori, and number 24, Jason McDonald. Flames, though, have a little bit of momentum going. They'll bring it inside of the Pens blue line. On the turnover in the far corner, Pens back up ice again. Stopped at the blue line by the Flames defense. Fata intercepts that one, in over the line to the outside. Fata, weak shot, as he was hooked from behind. And Fata thought that one might have went through the legs of the goaler, Rich Perron, but no sirree, Bob. And we will have a face-off to the left-hand corner of the goaltender, Rich Perron, who has foiled Rico Fata in particular 10 times this evening. 10 shots on goal in one game, folks. That's a good ratio, and Rico Fata really putting on the burst of speed, moving to the outside, but this goaltender, Rich Perron, is definitely keeping him in line. But look for Fata. He's too good a player to go without any goals for a while, so if there's anyone that's going to score this one and give the Flames a little lead, I look at Rico Fata. Chris Clark back out on the ice for the Flame. Back at the point, Dupont and Martin. Off the draw, Pens Buttenschon sends one down the length of the ice. Back to pick it up inside of his own blue line is Chris Clark. Clark had his pocket picked at the blue line by Crozier. Crozier couldn't get anywhere. And the Flames again in control. Far left-hand corner. Up the center ice now. The Flames elect to just send one in. Clark races in on the other side. Martin keeps it in from the point. Hands it off there to Bégin. Bégin sends one towards the goal. It went right to the goaltender, Perron. And he had his stick on the ice, so the rebound came out. And the Pens send it all the way down the ice. Good check there by Bégin as he took his man out into the corner board. So the Flames chip it down the center ice. Long pass on the turnover. Pens up the other way. They'll send one in. That was intended for Alexander Mathieu, the centerman. Now the Flames, a little bit of urgency since they better try and get the puck out of their own zone as the Pens keep hemming them in from the point. Soucy out there for the Pens, waiting for a pass back, but it doesn't get to him. Now the Flames send it up towards center. Karup hands it off there to Martin. Now Martin elects to just send one in, go for a line change. On comes Betts and Morozic. In doing the forechecking is Dave Roche. Roche can't get anywhere. Betts comes in, takes his man out, puck comes down the center ice. St. Croix eludes a check there as the boards. The players bench board opened as the player was being checked in by St. Croix. And he's over on his bench now. Play continues on. 5:34 left here in period number 3. We're still tied at a goal apiece. Flames in control, back behind their own goal. Again, electing to wait for the captain, the centerman Daniel Tkachuk to come back and pick it up. They'll hand it off. St. Croix sends one up ice. Long pass that goes into the corner. Tkachuk races in to pick it up. In there's Botterill. He'll get there first. Tried to slam it down back to the point. Intercepted though by Sonnenberg. And Sonnenberg just elects to dump one into the corner. Hustling in though is number 24, and that's McDonald sending it out in front. As the goaltender, Brochu, redirected that out into the open space. Sonnenberg again turns back in over the blue line. Also in there doing the forechecking is Grigori. Grigori can't get anywhere. Flames try to get it out of their own blue line. Now they elect to just throw it down the ice. Back to center. Pens bring it in over the line. Slaney chops one into the corner right under the stick of Ferentz. Ferentz chipping in from the point. Slaney takes up his position back at the point again. Ferentz can't get anywhere. And the Flames lob a high one up into the nightlight. That'll go right on to the goaltender. And that is Rich Perron, in case you didn't know. Flames tried to get a turnover, but again, the Pens elect just to dump and chase. Again, game tied 1-1. 4 minutes now left here in regulation time. As the Pens one more time elected to send it down the center. Puck comes in over the line, but it'll be ruled an offside as Crozer got in there a little bit ahead of the right winger Eric Meloche. So with 3:59 to go here in the third period, we're still tied at 1 apiece. And we are Home Hardware Flames Hockey on Country 94. I'm Steve McDonald. We are at Harbor Station here in St. John for this first of 40 home games by the Flames on this magnetic schedule night, brought to you by the Hilchi team at Merrill Lynch. Face off just a neutral ice outside of the Flames blue line. In to pick up the puck now for the Flames is number 25, Graton. Graton brings it in over the line. Graton looks left, goes right, top of the slot, tried to feed it across, shot, saved by Perra. As creeping in from the point was the defenseman for the Flames as he tried to put that one on the blocker side up under the crossbar, and that one came off of the stick of Daryl Scoville. But again, Perron looking for first star honors here tonight. Rico Fata, again, in case you just tuned in, 10 shots on goal tonight, and Perron equal each and every time. Now in to take the face off, Blair Betts. To the right of the goaltender, Perron. Pens player loses his stick. Garou takes it all the way into the corner. Now he hands it off back behind his own goal for Betts. Betts tries to pick it up. That's intercepted though by Boutenchon. Boutenchon gets it down the center ice for the Pens. Now it'll be picked up by Mickey Dupont. Dupont gets over center ice, fires one into the open corner. Carup raced in to try and tie up his man. Good play by the Flames to keep it in. Now it's sent down to center ice. For the Flames, I'll like to do it again. They'll just dump it in. Roche always out there again. Pens get it in over the blue line. Taking it in is Grigori. Grigori can't get anywhere. So the Flames elect to lob one down. That was intended for Kachuk. Couldn't catch up to it. Now the puck again. Just lays inside of the Pens blue line. Little bit of room opens up at center ice. So center ice. Ference gets it in. Takes it all the way back behind the goal. Right to Peterson. Peterson elects to leave it there for Meloche. Meloche deep in the far corner behind the goaltender. Brochu can't get anywhere. Long pass back the other way. Here comes Fata again. Fata racing in. Cross ice. Score! Beauty pass by Rico Fata. And with 2:20 left in regulation time, your Flames take the lead 2-1. Time on the goal, 17 minutes, 40 seconds. As the Flames on a good play by Rico Fata, as he handed that one off to Botterill. And Botterill one-timed it between the legs of a sprawling goaltender, Rich Perron. So hey, Rico Fata, if you can't put it in, give her the butts. And he makes it 2-1 with 2:20 left here in regulation time. The first play that Fata decided as he saw. So Botterill just waited out the game, and Fata read the defenseman like a book. Botterill had all kinds of room. Back the other way, the Pens had a chance there. Brochu had to stretch well, real wide, as the puck comes back to center ice. So Kachuk gets the other assist on that even strength goal by Jason Botterill. And for Botterill, that is his first goal of the regular season. What a Jim Dandy time to get it. Coming back the other way, though, Pens are deciding to keep the pressure on as that weak shot goes to the blocker side of Martin Brochu, and he'll hang on with 1:36 left here in regulation time. Your Flames on top by a score of 2-1. And what a way to start this two-game homestand. And to have your Flames, now the fans wanting a little bit of noise They know the importance of tonight's game. The goal scorers, Chris Clark in period number 2. And this go-ahead goal by Jason Botterill on the feed from Rico Fata. And Daniel Tkachuk give the Flames a 2-1 lead. Shots on goal, 40-29. Don't forget to join me in the post-game show for the garbage goal. And the garbage goal brought to you by the good folks at Dominion Refuse and St. John Recycling. Again, folks, together we can make a difference. That's the refuse garbage goal of the game, brought to you by Dominion Refuse and St. John Recycling in the post-game show. Face off to the right of Brochu in the far corner. The Pens want to get back into it. Puck comes from the point in front. Now it's intercepted again. Rico Fata with a head of steam. They pull the goaltender for the extra attacker. They'll try and come back the other way. Fata really wants to get that goal in. Puck inside the line. Now can't be hemmed in. And the Pens will have to come back inside of their own blue line. Again, the extra attacker is on. 1:12 to go. Shot scores! Daniel Tkachuk, defenseman, and in a wave of effort, slid it towards the open goal. Your Flames now leads 3-1. Time of that goal, 18 minutes, 50 seconds. And again, we'll wait for the official scoring on that. Needless to say, a 3-1 lead for the St. John Flames in this first game of this 2-game homestand here at Harbor Station. A total team effort, great goaltending, both ends of the ice. The Pens had to take a chance. And Daniel Tkachuk burns them. An unassisted goal. An empty netter, giving the Flames a 3-1 lead here with 1 minute left in regulation time. Off of the face-off now, the Pens elect to dump it over center ice inside of the Flames zone. They'll try and punch it out in front. In there doing the forechecking is Buckley. Buckley can't get anywhere as he tried to hand it off there for Crozier. But again, the Flames equal to the task. Cross-ice pass inside of their own blue line now. That'll be sent up by Martin. Martin in over the line, gets as far as the Pens blue line where it's picked up by Boutenchon. Boutenchon for the Pens. Long pass. They'll get it up as far as center ice. Picked up there by number 12, Sonnenberg. Sonnenberg gets as far as the Flames blue line where he stopped. 15 seconds now left in regulation time. Your Flames on top by a score of 3-1. And as the clock winds down, the fans slowly start to make their way out of Harbor Station because their team has defeated the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins by a score of 3-1. Two third-period goals, one at the 3:41 mark by Darryl Scoville. Oh, that was a penalty, rather. The scoring by Jason Botterill at 17:40. And then at 18:50, Daniel Tkachuk hits the empty netter, giving the Flames a 3-1 home ice victory in their first 40 home games this season. I'll be back with the post-game show. Let's go back right now for a sports update.
After 60 minutes of play, Jim, the St. John Flames pull out a 3-1 win here tonight. A very, very entertaining third period. Both teams really wanting that win. It was 1-1 after 40 minutes. We got a 3-1 game right now. Rika Fata, one of our game stars here tonight. Martin Brochu, number 1 star. Yeah, number 1 star. We're just trying to listen to who it is here, folks. There you see him on your screen right now, taking a much
deserved bow.
Yes,
There's no question about it. Brochu kept this team in this hockey game. Like we said, after 40 minutes of play, it easily could have been 3-1 for the Penguins. But Rico Fata, I don't know, we jumped all over him there in the second intermission. Maybe deservedly, but he really came out in the third period and showed me something. I mean, I don't know whether he could hear us. I don't know whether Playfair's on the same page as us or what the deal is, but finally you saw him in the third period. This kid is so talented, but you finally saw him use his wingman. Finally said, hey, I got another guy out here with me. And that's what set up that winning goal right there. That's what it's all about. It's a team effort. Vata really deserved one of the game stars. Brochu deserved it. Rich almost got to be feeling just ill at this point because he played extremely well between the pipes. So it's a tough loss for the Penguins. Big win, the home opener for the Flames. So we'll see what they can do tomorrow night against Providence. They'll give them a good run tomorrow night.
3 goals from 3 unlikely guys tonight. Yeah. Chris Clark, you can get a few goals out of that guy. Jason Botterill, and they gave the final goal, an empty netter, to Daniel Tkachuk. I think he was just the last guy near the puck, and I don't think he even touched it. Went off the Penguins defenseman and into the net. Yeah. But a much deserved win. You got to take that momentum. Go into the game tomorrow night against Providence because it's going to be a big game. You know Providence is going to be up for it because Diesel's coming to town, and they want to put on a good show for that guy. Next week, folks, on Primetime Sports, we'll be back here at Harbor Station Live when the St. John Flames host the St. John's Maple Leafs. And anybody who remembers the Leafs or remembers the Flames from a couple of years ago, a guy by the name of David Cooper, minus 20-something, plus minus. Yeah. He will be in town for that game on next Saturday night on Primetime Sports right here on TVMB. For Jim Hennessy, I'm Barry Johnson, and for everybody else behind the cameras, have a good night and see you next week.